Come on, nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we is, what we isn't. And what we is here today, bringing you guys and girls a tier list. But we're doing a bit of a big tier list today. The link for it will be in the description down below. But we are going to be comparing the Beast Pirates, the Whitebeard Pirates, and the Big Mum Pirates. But not just their individual crews, but their allied fleet. So, like, the total encompassing Beast Pirates fleet, Whitebeard Pirates fleet, and Big Mum fleet. Alright, so today with me I have Eggs for Brekkie, aka Daniel. Daniel, say hi.
Hello, hello.
And I have my beautiful wife, Glittercorn. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So,
I'll never get used to wife.
I know, right? It always shakes me to the core. But, so there's a lot of people on this list. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, a good fraction of them, I don't even know the names for completely. So we've got the wiki up and stuff like that to be able to double check on some people and to reference certain things. But I think the easiest thing here is going to be pinching the Yonko to throw at the top of the list first. I don't know if you guys have any disagreements with that. Do you feel like there's enough tiers to try and differentiate the Yonko, or do you reckon they're just all going to go into the same tier?
Oh no, I think they're all going to go to S for now, at least.
Yeah. So
Gonna
gonna
have to find them.
so I got Big Mum thrown up in S. Where is my guy? It's in alphabetical order actually, if that helps in any way, shape, or form. So if you see someone that you know the name of, start working from there.
I
Uh,
found Kaido.
yes, I found Kaido too. And
Wait, so Shanks and all that are here?
No, it's just the Beast Pirates, the Big Mum Pirates, and the Whitebeard Pirates because we've actually
Okay.
pretty much seen start to finish their cruise. And I thought we could do an updated video later on this list if we see stuff from the Blackbeard Pirates and Shanks Pirates.
Yeah.
So Whitebeard. Can't forget about the man, the myth, the legend. Um, we could try and have the conversation later once we've set everyone up into lists, whether or not certain people deserve to be at the front of the list or the back of the list. But at this point in time, I think the biggest thing is just going to be trying to split the lists up. So I think S class is pretty good to reserve for the Yonko. I dare say the A plus and A range, or maybe just the A range in general, is probably what I would consider a commander level. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. Um, then I think the B range would go anything from not a commander to, I dare say, C plus or above would be people that could beat a pacifista. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah. Thinking in general, but it might change
As we go
Yeah,
through,
okay.
I'm the same. I feel the same way.
just as a simple way to try and break it up. So, on this big list of people under the Yonko, who do you reckon we should try and target first, or do you reckon best way to attack this thing's go line by line, or pick one crew and just try to shove it in there?
I'm thinking like first commanders.
First commanders.
Right now, I'm just sort of click dragging every like commander that I lay my eyes on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say without any hesitation, I'm putting Marco at that A plus. But I don't know about you guys. Do you think King deserves A plus yet, or would you place him more just on the regular A level for the moment?
I'm one of those savage people that don't think so. I don't think that position's been earned yet, from what I've seen. Just personally.
Um, Wolf. Wait, what's this? Page unresponsive. No.
Ooh, did it back out on you?
It just says unresponsive. I don't know. That's frozen on me. Damn it. Um, yeah, I think like he's been like he hasn't shown himself to be on Marco's level necessarily, but at the same time, he like I just think like Division One commanders should go A plus just because like there's not that many tiers. You know, like he'll be weaker than Marco, but he'll
Well,
be above like second divisions and stuff like
I
that.
mean, the question would be then: do you think King is above someone like Jozu and Ace.
Um, yeah,
Yeah?
I think just by reputation and bounty, he'd have to be.
Ooh. I think his bounty's clearly going to be over. But in terms, like, just from what we've seen from him, I don't know if I could give him the A+. plus. I'll put him in A+, plus for now. And we can always have the conversation later whether or not we drop him down at all. Alright?
I just think that like we have we've been seeing people that are a part of Yonko crews now for so long that standards are pretty high. Whereas like if we see people like Cracker and stuff like that, like they're not doing too much realistically. Like what's to say that like King couldn't just like shoot a bullet straight through the Cracker biscuit? You know what I mean?
True.
You know, it's hard to tell powers now because everybody that we're seeing is fighting people that are
So much high tier.
ridiculously strong. Yeah.
My thing though is that my problem when it comes to a lot of sometimes with One Piece scaling is that reputation and actual capability of what we've seen doesn't always add up. And my problem is sometimes giving a character because like as I was talking with the other day, you know, Law could be way more formidable than he is because of
True.
all the ways I perceive I would use that fruit. Or you know, like I think sometimes when we think about those sort of characters, we over imagine what they're doing, or because of their
Abilities.
reputation, we're like what they should be able to do. But my reasoning for not putting them that high is because I don't think I've seen. I know he should be capable of more. I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen any reason to put him higher.
Alright.
Accept that.
That is fair. That is fair. Alright, so if we're putting the first commanders at A plus for now, right? So we got Marco King and my favorite guy, Katakuri, the man, the myth, the legend. Do we put the second commanders at A? And do we put the third commanders at A minus or at A as well?
Mm.
Because the third and second commanders I can see bleeding into each other a bit more. Although I do personally sort of think that the Big Mum Pirates are severely underrated in terms of bounty. But I also think that the Whitebeard Pirates have had like the best showcasing out of any Yonko commander group, just on the fact that they've fought admirals and not been
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like they've actually just not died on impact every time. It's a hard clash. You know what I mean? Like if you had
Yeah.
Queen try to throw a punch at Aokiji, you know what I mean? Even if Queen's on guard, Aokiji could probably still blitz him pretty easily. Whereas we saw the likes of Jozu sort of, while he was on guard, Aokiji wasn't beating him, but as soon as he was caught off guard, he was sort of dusted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
those opinions that I think that Whitebeard's crew per like in quality per member is one of the more like oh my goodness
One of the
words
higher
like
crews.
yeah, one of the higher tier of the Yonko because I think some of them have gone for quantity over quality. I think Whitebeard's crew per capita, even the fodder, are more capable than some of the fodder. If that makes sense, from other Yonko crew, I think
Well,
per capita the quality might be a little bit
Per
better in
capita
Whitebeard.
power.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's go for this then. Smoothie. Where are we throwing Smoothie? A or A minus?
I'm thinking like second and third should all go for A, but just like put the second to the left of the third, and then in the future when we fill out more of the tier list, we might decide to drop them later
All right.
if we
Can
feel
we
like
go
there's
with
enough
that?
tiers to distinguish them.
Because we can fiddle around with it later.
Yeah. No, I'm up for
Yeah,
that. So, this brings us to another interesting dilemma. Snack. Okay. Nah, screw snack. It's not going to be just snack. All right. Where is my guy? He should be right down the bottom. Ooh. Ooh. It is looking like he's not here. Perospero, where are you, my friend?
Oh, I've seen him. Very left, below.
Below who?
I know I don't have as many people put onto the board as you, so it'll be in a different spot for me. About quarter way down for me.
Quarter way down. Ooh, is that all?
Really
Perisparrow.
zoom into his face.
I'm also here. But yeah, Perisparrow and Snack. Where do you think they will float then in this range? There he is. Because do you think Perisparrow's over Snack or Snack's over Perisparrow? And do you think either of them are worth the third commander sort of range? Or would they be more in line, say, the A minus to B plus range, sort of near the Topi Robo, if we were to put the Topi Robo there?
I'm thinking just below the third commander range, because what you have to consider is that a Rouge beats Snack. So
I was about to say he got
wherever you-
demoted.
yeah, so like wherever you put Snack, you have to start putting some of the Supernova equal or above him. But he's gonna drop below a lot of like the Supernova that we think are really strong.
Well, arguably, a Rouge has the lowest bounty out of all the Supernovas, so arguably even he's the weakest, depending on how you want to view it.
So like we might start putting things like the Supernova that are on these crews.
On that
Ray
tier.
and Hawkins, on that tier or even a little bit above it. So I think he needs to be like somewhat lower right now so that we have room to put people above him.
I'm happy to put Snack at B plus and Perisparrow at A minus. The only reason I say that is because Snack couldn't cut it as the commander. He got demoted. You know what I mean? So it's like there is a bit of a power vacuum there.
That, and which you can't ignore the demotion, I think, in terms of when you're ranking, like the kind of people that we will against each other. I don't think that's something that you can just rank.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, one thing you might have missed: Yamato A plus.
Yamato A plus.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yes.
I completely agree.
Yamato, definitely. Ooh, she could just be. She could be cleaning out the top of A without being A plus.
I think from memory last time, Daniel, you and I, when we did our top 50, we had Yamato very high, and we were disagreed with. And I think.
Oh yeah, no, I was wrong.
Recent data would actually indicate you're the odd one out with that.
Exhale and annihilate a mountain is pretty.
Look.
Pretty up there.
Yeah, but Smoothie can control the water, so you know.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Zoro
Okay.
got hit. Would have been hit by a Bora breath. Not like that.
Okay, I'll cop that. Alright. So, in S at the moment, we've got the Yonko. In A+, we've got the first commanders in Yamato. In A, we have the second and third commanders of all the crews. In A-, we have Perisparrow. And at B+, we have the Snack himself. Do you want to jump down to the bottom and throw the Topiropo in here? Start trying to fill out where the Topiropos sit.
I think we should dig into more of the Whitebeard pirates first.
Whitebeard.
A lot of the Whitebeard pirates, even the lower divisions, can be above the Tobiropo.
Interesting. I like to hear this,
Like
though.
lower, like not like bottom division. Like
Well, Izo's the 16th Division Commander with a 510 mil bounty.
I think I'd put him middle of the pack, probably, of the Tobiropo. Above page 1, but he's not fighting ulti.
Izo, where was he? I saw his beautiful smile before. Where is he? There are just so many characters. Do you know what? Actually, no. Scratch that. I'll start knocking off some of the ones that are closer to the top of the list that we can see. Alright, so Hawkins.
Yeah.
Hawkins in their A- range then, huh? Do we reckon Hawkins can beat Snack? Or is Hawkins sort of questionable around Snack? Does Hawkins beat any of the Topiropo?
Look, I think his showing so far has been around the level of Snack, or maybe even slightly below. But I guess he can't really be below because Snack has shown actually nothing but loss.
He may have shown nothing but loss, but at least he has the title to at least try and boost him up.
But see, I think from reputation, Hawkins seems like he can beat Killer, and I would definitely say Killer could beat him. Like Hawkins is
Oh,
like I have a
absolutely
low
agree
chance
with
of
that.
beating you, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. No, it's good to see Hawkins getting some
completely
love.
agree with that.
Okay, well, if we're throwing Hawkins there, I dare say throw Beige in underneath in the B range. Beige is a bit of a beast, but at the same time, he's shown reasonable defense until we realize his castle was getting jacked up by Big Mom, and now, we've got 5 Supernova that have got the same physical feats in their just natural body. And he's shown absolutely no offensive capabilities outside of cannonballs, which is kind of useless.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like Beige is kind of as strong as you can get, as long as like 100 cannonballs can take a guy out. If you can tank 100 cannonballs, then you're gonna beat Beige.
He's a walking
So I feel
fleet.
like, yeah, like a lot of the Toby Roper will just have like the sheer strength to just like not take much damage from him. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think Beige
It's
needs
one of
some kind
those
of poison
characters
bullets.
where you're like, would have done really well in the East Blue, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
he
pale.
he would have
Would
been
have annihilated Don Krieg.
he would have been number 2 in the East Blue, right behind my guy Bartolomeo. Imagine that for a family crime war. I would watch that. The Barto family versus the Beige family.
I see Beige as just Don Krieg, but he didn't get smacked by
Luffy.
by Hawk and
Hawkeye, yeah. Oh,
he actually went through and did well.
no, I actually get that. If Krieg ended up getting a fruit, that'd be interesting. Okay, X Drake. I'm throwing X Drake in here next, since we're going along the lines of Supernova, and he's a Supernova and a Toby Robo.
One's really difficult, I think. Nothing is as straightforward.
I actually put Drake above Hawkins. Because not only did Hawkins get jumped by Drake in the prison when Law got freed, but instead of Hawkins just coming back and taking out Drake on his own, Hawkins went, snitched, went asked for who's who and Queen to help take out X Drake. You know what I mean? So I feel like even if Drake's not on a higher tier than Hawkins, he's at least in front of Hawkins on this tier.
I'd say that like Drake even within his own crew is on a higher tier, being that he's one of the Flying Six. So I think just based on that, like, and because the Beast Pirates are ranked based on strength, essentially, if you're strong enough to beat someone in the Flying Six, you'll probably be able to beat them and then like and move up.
Could Drake take out Perospero?
I don't know, but I'd like to see that.
Because we saw Drake one-shot one of the numbers. And it was being compared to Gear 4 Luffy's Kong gun. I'm going to leave him in B+ for now, but there's a discussion to be had there when we start filling out the list a bit more. Because I don't want to be downplaying my guy Perospero, because he's just got a wacky moveset. I mean, like, not many archers in One Piece, but X Drake is...
The thing is, I just feel like Perospero is such a good support. Like in a one-on-one, he wouldn't be as effective as he would be just as a general member on the crew. So that's a question that we need to have as well. Is like, are we judging these people just by like how much they can attribute to the power of the crew, or how strong they are in a one-on-one fight?
I'm gonna say
like Brûlée would get scaled up heaps from her fruit.
I'm gonna say one-on-one fights.
Okay.
That being said,
in that case, Brûlée would be super high on the list.
Brûlée is pretty broken though. Like, ooh.
If it was based on utility, she would be so high up.
I mean,
I agree with that, Daniel.
Ooh, Brûlée versus Beige. I don't want to be, dogging Beige, but Brûlée sort of, she was mirroring base Luffy and taking him to a pretty high diff fight.
That's true, but that again could just be nature of power, not actual ability.
Okay, I'm gonna throw Brûlée in here at B-, because I think based on her ability, she can take out a pacifista. She can redirect that sort of energy blast. You know what I mean? So she's gonna be our first B minus. Um, we got a heap of people left here. So we going for Beast Pirates or Big Mum Pirates? What do you want to tackle first?
Let's do Big Mum first. They came first in the
Yeah,
list in the
completely agree.
story.
Big Mum Pirates. All right. So we're gonna grab Tamago and Strusen. A bit obscure. Tamago has a round a 430 bounty or something. Actually, I'll double check that just real quickly because Tamago,
Stronger than a Mink Warrior.
yeah, stronger than a Mink Warrior in their base form at least. Do you know what? While we're doing him, Peckham's is on this list somewhere. I'm sure I can find Peckham's and throw Peckham's up. There we go. Because Peckham's had a 330 mil bounty. He one-shot Kuribo, so I dare say Peckham's and Tamago can at least take out a Pacifista. I dare say... Ooh, they're at least on the same level as Beige. I don't know if they're on the same level as Hawkins and Drake,
said
though.
that Strusen was a really powerful fighter, and I think that that's interesting coming from Beige.
Oh, okay, so Tamago had a 430 mil bounty. Or 429 mil bounty. So... Oh, are we putting Strusen, Tamago, and Peckham's above Beige? But on the B tier.
Not Peckham's.
Not Peckham's? Actually, yeah, Peckham's lost to Beige, didn't he? Even though he was execution.
Just because I don't see Tamago having like the output
Okay.
deal with somebody like Beige.
Strusen then. He was able to cut.
Strusen's insanely hard because we just haven't seen him fight.
I'm going to put Strusen on B, but at the top of B for the moment, because I feel like Strusen cutting the whole cake chateau, and you got to remember the dude's 90 or 102 or something. He's an old guy, right? But even still, if he's able to cut the whole chateau and turn it to cake, there's nothing to necessarily say he couldn't do the same to Beige. But like, you know, going that next step up, I don't think he's young enough to hang with the likes of Hawkins or Drake or someone that can get around that ability straight away. You know what I mean? I feel like if you can get around the ability straight away, he's too old to be able to hold his own with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That being said, while we're talking about Big Mum Pirates, I want to throw, and you can fight me here if you want, I think Amande might be pretty close to that B tier as well, but near the bottom of it. I think Amande is above Brule. She was the swordsman, the slow waltzing swordsman that did like massive slashes, but was just really slow at moving. Remember her?
Yeah.
I don't think she beats anyone else on B at the moment. Like I don't think she's taken Strusen, Beige, Peckham's, or Tamago, but I think she's over Brule. Like a distinctive over Brule, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could say that.
Like
if it was in a one-on-one pure fight, yeah.
Like Amande was actually kind of scary. She like was doing some reasonably big hits. You know what I mean? It's just she was sort of. It was at the point in the arc where we're all running away and it was sort of useless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, screw it. Do you want to grab the? Let's grab the quadruplets. So we've got Big Mum's quadruplets, Opera, and his three brothers. I can't even remember their names. What are they? Charlotte Kendeza, Charlotte Cabaletta, Charlotte Opera, and Charlotte Counter. So the four of these guys showed Haki.
I think they're equal to name the previous person.
Amande, really?
Yeah, I think like when combined, yeah.
I'm
I kind of see it as like when everybody was around that mirror waiting for Luffy to come out. Oven was the clear like kind of
MVP.
general there, and everybody else were just kind of like the elite fighters. They're all, and
Okay.
to me, like they haven't done enough to distinguish themselves. You know, it would just be like pure.
In a one-on-one situation, do you think having Haki is enough to take out a pacifista though? Because I dare say
I mean,
the three brothers might be at C, but combined, they bump up in power. Because you got to remember when they only really hurt Luffy because Luffy was stuck in the book world psychologically, like he couldn't defend himself.
yeah.
So the only thing they had going for them is they can activate armament Haki. But I mean, we've seen some fodder people activate armament Haki in the New World.
I mean, they were also very confident.
I mean, wouldn't you be with 100 siblings rolling up with you to throw hands on one person?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like that's the thing. I see them combined as being one of her. I just kind of think
Yeah.
they're like a gimmicky sort of character where they're always pretty much going to fight combined.
Okay. Well, would we like to keep them all combined on B or throw them individually on C? With maybe Opera, since he's got a Devil Fruit, being C plus.
I mean, I just kind of look at them as one entity, so I'd
They
put
are.
as
I'm
they're
the
combined.
same. I think they're supposed to be like a blob. I think, like Daniel said, I think that's supposed to be the gimmick of their
Yeah.
character. I don't think you're supposed to view them separately.
I
That's
think like
supposed
if
to be
they were
their
ever actually going to fight, they would fight as a one
as
person.
a unit.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to chuck them up on B?
Yeah.
Alright.
Like for the purposes of the story, yeah, they're not individually B, but like they're always going to be a unit. I don't see them like having an arc where they get split up and they get
Well,
defeated individually. Like
if we're going to do that,
maybe they combine and then fight.
do we want to throw the tentuplets together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the tentuplets, where do we want to put them? Because individually, I think they get one shot by almost anyone. But you got to remember, one of them has a devil fruit, which lets all 10 of them combine.
Another good meme.
I mean, hell, we're talking about it. So I mean, like, if we had the idea already,
Again, like, no, I don't think anyone that was outside that mirror, other than like Oven, has really like done anything to distinguish themselves. They were all just like surprisingly competent fighters. They all just kind of like, you know, they all harassed Sanji pretty well as he ran away, but that was it. None of them like seemed significantly stronger. Like, none of them were like wiping out a whole block of buildings while the other ones didn't do much. They were all equally confident about being able to beat whoever comes out of the mirror.
okay.
Yeah.
What about throwing it in this perspective then? Throwing the tentuplets at C minus, because say we take them as individuals, right? Even though we know as a group that they can power up together. If we took them as individuals, throw them at the C minus, we can differentiate between them and say Raisin, which is the murderer looking guy, who was on his own able to do skywalk and stuff like that, whereas all of them couldn't really fight unless they joined together. You know what I mean?
Like I'd accept the idea of like the fact that they have that gimmick can kind of hold them back because they have to like make a choice to, you know what I mean? Like
Join.
you can't just, you can kind of blitz them, whereas you can't really like blitz Aizen because he's you know he's already that strong.
All right. Where is Raisin? Ooh.
That's the hard thing, right? It's like saying like you know it's like trying to rank each of the individual gifters. It's like they're kind of
Oh.
with the exception of like the headlines,
No.
it's like they're just the gifters.
Oh no, Daniel. The gifters are on here. We have the
Yeah, but
gifters
that's
differentiated.
right?
Oh, actually no, we've got the headliners here, and some of the gifters
yeah.
that are named. Actually, no. Sorry, I take that back. We've got the waiters and pleasurers. The gifters are all here individually, and they're all going to be in that C minus to C range, I reckon, because I don't think a single gifter is capable of taking out a pacifista in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. I was looking for Raisin, and there he is. So I'm going to put Raisin at C. So we've got a little bit of a range there. We've almost filled out one person on each tier. Is there anyone on this list that you think could barely beat a Pacifista or just beat a Pacifista?
I think most of those people that we were just ranking,
You,
like, just beat one.
Ooh, I don't know if they could.
I don't know if they could. I was about to say I don't. I think I could. I can picture a vast majority struggling.
Because
I could see a line of pacifistas rolling through and wiping them all out, but I could also see them doing like a big projectile slash and like harming the pacifista, right?
I know.
Like they have Haki and like Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, right, had to team up to beat one pacifista, but like either of them had a Haki.
the only one that had,
They'd solo it.
well, I mean, technically, if we're going into semantics there, the only ones that have got Haki are the Opera quadruplets, right? The Tentuplets and that don't have Haki as far as we know. And as for versing the Pacifista pre-time skip, arguably Zoro used the technique that he used to cut Mr. 1, which is a form of armament Haki, to take down the Pacifista, you know what I mean? So you could argue there was abilities used there, but we also had Robin, who made one of them misfire on itself.
Like, saying that, Zoro didn't do any more damage to the pacifista than Luffy and Sanji did. Right?
Yeah.
So like, it's not like even if you want to say that Zoro used Haki, it's like it's not like he really did like a proper Haki slash. Because if that was the case, he would have done way more damage than like Luffy and Sanji did. Because Haki was like a significant power up. Like Luffy learned he had Gear 2 and basic like 2 and like basic observation and armament. He one shot. He dodged the laser and then one shot the pacifista like it was nothing.
But
that's like the upgrade that Haki gives you.
But yes and no, because there were people that had Haki in Marineford that still got their ass handed to them by Pacifista. You know what I mean? Like, to put it in perspective here, do those people on the list, do you think they are equal to pre-time skip Monster Trio? Because that's sort of the range that the Pacifista was. Pre-time skip Monster Trio, you know what I mean? Because at the end of it, Sanji's leg was nearly broken, Luffy went chibi form for ages, and Zoro was still jacked up from the arc before, but Zoro was like dead exhausted.
Yeah, it's really tough to judge because like Luffy couldn't touch anyone with Haki. You know what I mean?
Well,
just like Sanji versus Virgo. Like I know Virgo had pretty solid armor. He didn't have like basic level armor.
Well,
Sanji had like no hope against Virgo.
we now know that not the Flying Six, that the CP9 had Haki pre-time skip. So technically, Gear 3 Luffy was taking out people that had Haki, but just low tier Haki.
With that said, I would say that the 6 powers, the 6 or 5?
6.
Yeah. That the 6 powers are like a form of like low grade Haki, and that like the only time they actually use what would be equivalent to arm and Haki would be Iron Body, and the only time they use like equivalent to Perception Haki would be Paper Body. And like maybe like armament on like the finger pistol and stuff, but like I think it was like technically they had Haki, but it wasn't really like Luffy had.
Alright. I reckon I'm just going to dive in and throw a few of these random people into a slot, okay? So correct me if you disagree with me, right? On C tier with Raisin, I'm going to have Gillette, the user of the butter fruit, right? Because she's just a bit above scrub tier, but she was also pretty useless outside of people being with her, right? I'm gonna check the name because I genuinely don't know it. Charlotte Buscarato is the dude that did like fire finger pistols that was pretty much useless and got absolutely low diffed by Niji. I'm gonna throw him in C tier because he showed more than being absolute fodder, but he still sort of didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Compote, the eldest daughter of Big Mum. Where would you toss her? Because we literally have no gauge from her, other than the premise that Vito said she was really strong. Uh,
To put her just above being able to beat a pacifista.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. C plus is pacifista range. Has the 50-50 chance potentially to take out a pacifista. I'm happy to put her there. She did get hyped up, but we haven't seen anything from her, so we've got to take it as her being a bit stronger than the rest of the average Big Mum pirates, but still not a commander in any facet, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Um, we have. Oh, I'm gonna forget her name. The Big Mum pirates are like so varied in names. You know what I mean? Charlotte Anana is the youngest Big Mum pirate. She's going down in the C minus tier. She did absolutely nothing. A few of these others actually can probably go there. Cinnamon though, we have Charlotte, Cinnamon, and what's her sister's name? They're triplets with Smoothie. Cinnamon and Citron. Yeah. I am inclined to put them. Oh, I don't know if I'd put them at C plus or C. Because they seem like Smoothie's generals. You know what I mean? Like Smoothie's top two in her like fleet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him at C for now because although they seemed a little stronger than the rest, we still didn't see whether or not they were even capable of taking out anyone worthwhile. You know what I mean? All they really did was look sort of intimidating next to Smoothie while Smoothie did nothing. I'm going to throw Ewan, Charlotte Ewan on there too, because Ewan slapped Sanji out of the air, but he didn't really do anything past that. So we've got a guy that can do Skywalk, and that's as far as we know. You know what I mean? Oh god, what's this Captain Crunch looking guy? I forget his name. Captain Nostroto. He's going here next to Fire Pistol, dude. Just because he was shown being a little bit of above the rest, but still absolutely useless. I'm just gonna start throwing some of the no-name, well, not no-name, but some of the like absolute like the concept art versions of the Big Mum Pirates. I'm just gonna start throwing them into C minus because like not only do you have nothing to gauge them on, but you don't even have the ability to be like they were hyped up in any capacity. You know what I mean? There's still a few. Okay. Mont d'Or. Let's go back to someone that we sort of know a little bit about. Mont d'Or. Where are we throwing Mont d'Or, the book guy? I could see him beating a pacifista.
Was it him who had the hockey, or was it somebody else with him?
It was someone that was with him. So he trapped Luffy in the book dimension while the opera quadruplets teamed up on Luffy with Haki.
Yeah.
So my question then is, would you drop the quadruplets down to B minus with Brule and have them on the same tier as Mont d'Or, or would you have Mont d'Or above or below them?
Above?
Above them? Because I don't see Mont d'Or really messing with a fourth commander or anything, so I think we should drop the octuplets a bit.
He hasn't done anything combat related, has he?
Mont d'Or.
He's used his book power, right?
He's used his books to fly, to hit people, and trap people's minds in another dimension while he can fight them.
Okay.
My thing is though that again it's really hard because it's a bit of an obscure character, but he did withstand the burst of Big Mum's like haki, and he remained conscious when she was.
Ooh, that is true.
There's a little bit there to indicate that he would be over some of the previous people, just in like because I don't know if he's had the showing, but I do know that there were moments there where there was potential, so I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Also, he had pretty good, from memory. He was quite respected in the sense that he was like organizing everyone to deploy and hunt down, you know,
He was a good
people
general.
Yeah, so they would just lead me to believe there's a little bit there, or
Okay.
at least to believe that he's over some of the other people that we mentioned,
I
but I'm not too sure.
I say throw Montdor at B minus and throw the Opera Twins at C plus with a 50-50 chance to take on a Pacifista on their own since they've got Haki. You guys happy with that?
Okay with that.
Yep.
So okay, that might be a good indicator then. If someone's got Haki, they're around this, like at least around the C to C plus range, because with Haki you should have potential to take out a Pacifista, right?
Yeah, the thing is, like, I just don't see people getting hockey and not being like already a decent, like a fairly formidable fighter.
I mean,
Some
Bellamy.
of
To me, if you
it
have
is
hockey, you
genetic
can
though.
punch.
Like we've seen that. Well, not just Luffy's a really bad example, but we've seen that if you're exposed to potentially somebody who, like, I mean, look at Weevil. I think if you're exposed even in a lineage to having haki, you've probably got it, but I don't think that necessarily means you can use it.
Oh, I don't. I've got high hopes for Weevil. I'm on the
No,
wrong.
I know you
Yeah,
do. I'm not using Weevil as a direct, but I'm
yeah.
saying that usually if there's like a predisposition for it, genetically, you're gonna have it. But that doesn't mean that everybody who has it is going to be fantastic. Because from what we've seen, I don't think you necessarily have to unlock it. That could be just a theory, but like you don't have to unlock it. You can also be genetically predisposed to have it.
True.
So that doesn't always mean that in combat, you had to be in this situation when you unlocked it. It could just be you had the
It
right
seems like they're
parent.
just like monsters, like Big Mom as well has it, and she just seems so dense. Like I can't ever see her concentrating enough to like learn how to use hockey.
Tense.
I mean, you're
Dense
not
is
wrong.
the most kindest.
What an
That
adjective.
is the politest way you can say
She is dense.
Did get
she's.
that from my mom.
um. All right.
I was with a consultation this week, and I said suck eggs. Person started laughing.
All right.
I haven't heard that
An
for 10
old
years.
man.
All right. So let's jump back into someone that we semi know then, but someone that is sort of asked here. Thrifty the Disposer Bobbin, the guy that
Did you
got
just
one
say
hit.
ass tier?
No, but yeah, okay, I'll go with that. Dude's got 500 berry bounty. He got one shot essentially by Sanji, and then one shot again by Capone.
Hmm.
So what? Are you going? Do you reckon maybe C tier? He was able to take out an entire island on his own.
There's difficulty there because it's almost an inconsistency.
I mean,
Like he seems to, unless I'm undershading the boys, but he just seemed to go out really easy. But then on the flip side, it's like, hey,
oh, definitely.
took out an island, so it's quite hard because there's a
Oh,
contrast
it's
at his character.
it's like we were saying earlier. It's like at the point where it's like these people are fodder, but they're a fodder of like high tier. But then the problem is also like what like who do you think Luffy's beating on this list pre-time skip? You know what I mean? How high on this list is he going compared to all these other people?
And that's hard because you want to say like all of them, but you just wouldn't know anymore. Like our perception of Luffy is so ingrained in what he is now.
Mm.
Because back then, the battles that he fought seemed really hard,
It's
but would they actually have been now?
it is harder than it ought reasonably be. That is for sure.
But that's the thing. Is like he was always against like a captain or a leader or some like big boss guy. But the big boss guy was like a lot weaker than obviously they are right now. It's really interesting that like he's fighting like warlords for ages. Like since Crocodile, he was fighting warlord after warlord after warlord, and then he gets to like Cracker, who's like a third division commander, and he like can't do anything against
I
him.
mean,
And it's really hard to judge based off that.
Crocodile's wiping out everyone on this list.
You're a big crocodile fan,
Under
aren't you?
B minus and under, Crocodile takes out everyone, I reckon. And even B plus, there's conversations to be had with who he beats or doesn't beat. You know what I
I'm
mean?
honestly starting to see Crocodile as more of just like a big dumb sand cloud.
Oh, dude. I don't know. Like,
Thank you, Jack. Like,
Like you think of him as Gara, but he's just not Gara.
I honestly, I see him as a better Gara. Not trying to put shade on Gara, but yeah.
Kind of did, but like now that I think about it, like the only times he like beat Luffy was he used his hook, and he like buried him into the sand that was already on the floor, which he would not have that home field advantage in any other way.
instant
Like,
divorce.
realistically, he just outright lost to like pre-gear Luffy. Pretty sad.
Jade, instant divorce with the shade to Gara there.
I'm sorry, but
Oh, that's so disrespectful.
I think it's accurate. I think Crocodile's taken accurate.
Gara's kind of
Gara's alright. Oh, dude, he's
Oh.
definitively the worst. Okay. Sorry to throw shade on you like that, but
There is I feel unsafe in the workplace.
look, I'm not throwing shade, but even out of the Kage, he might be the bottom dog.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm comparing it to the shade used from Crocodile.
I mean,
His
Crocodile.
biggest weakness is getting wet. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, but
What?
getting wet from someone that has more than a body's amount worth of water soaked over them. You got to think like he was one-shotting
No,
people
you're
and
trying to
drying
make
them
this
out.
sound a lot cooler than it actually is.
All right. Okay. Oven Daifuku. I'm throwing it A minus. Anyone got any objections? He
Who else is on A minus?
Perisper is the only other individual on A minus.
Yeah, okay, put him there.
All right. We have. I'm just gonna shoot through them. Useless big mum kids that are too young to fight. Useless big mum kids that are too lame to fight. We got these 3 big mum kids. I'm not even gonna bother looking up their name, but they were shown as being combatant big mum kids. So I'm gonna at least put them at C, but they're still absolute terrible tier. Moscato. The only thing we saw from him is he died. So he came back, but he died. So he's going in C minus. Most of these Big Mum's kids are filling out the C minus pretty heavily, but they're dominating it to say the least. Ooh. Oh no. I think I've frozen.
Okay, I also know that it's
That's okay.
reverting. I know it's also reverting back to a previous point, but could you imagine Crocodile at the beach?
Oh, Crocodile at the Beach is...
You know that those tourists that like kids that scream and run away from the water every time it comes in?
Ooh.
Just Crocodile at the beach.
Taking a quick snapshot of this, just in case the
So if you
tier
exit
crashes.
out and reopen it, it'll bring it all back.
Oh, it
I've
does?
done it, like 4 times.
Alright,
Yeah.
sweet. Bring it all... Oh, thank goodness. Alright, we're all back. We're all back. It's reshuffled them, though, so... That hurts a little. But, okay. We'll just go from here. So, okay. Let's just start going from the top of the list. We've made a bit of a mark, so we know what the scatter shot is, right? So we know roughly what the tiers are going to be, right? So, at the top of my list, we have this heavy-looking guy. His name is Aggie68. He is one of Ace's top combatants. Where are we throwing Ace as one of Ace's crew? C minus, C tier? He fights with a minigun. From memory.
Yeah, put him in the C area.
Sierra? Okay. I can go with that. Alright. Alpaca Man. Screw it. Let's just go Alpaca Man. Where's Alpaca Man? He can spit at people and he can shoot a pistol. That is all he can do.
C minus.
C minus?
Pretty much all the headliners in that are going to be C minus.
Oh, yeah.
Except for like the main ones.
Okay, let's go for the AO Pirates. So this guy got murdered by Weevil, you know. since Weevil doesn't have Haki and all, he must be really low on this list. Um, he was one of the allied captains of the Whitebeard Pirates. I don't know where you guys rate the allied captains. They all sort of shift from side to side on like how strong they are. From memory, Doma and Ao used to be part of the Kaido fleet, but then Whitebeard sort of took them into his group, from memory. So, I, as a New World pirate and a captain of his own independent ship, I think he belongs in at least a C tier, if not above.
I think he'd be like just below the Tobiropo.
Just below the Topiropo?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's throw.
See, the Tobiropo is like significantly good, like significantly strong. New World captains that were taken by Kaido because they're strong, whereas Whitebeard kind of just like accepted everybody, all the New World captains, that were like good people.
All right.
So,
Let's.
like, they might be on average a little bit weaker.
Okay. No, I can see that. Do we want to bother checking whether or not he's got Haki at all?
Eh.
Okay. It doesn't really matter anyway. He's already above the Haki threshold. So yeah, no, that's good. That's fine.
Hey Jay,
Yep.
this is a really weird question.
Shoot.
But if you were to form a mini crew out of the lesser tiers on Whitebeard's crew, like if you had to steal them, not like Blackbeard, you know, stabbing somebody in the back and running off with a fruit, but like if some of the crew were to leave with you, who would you? Yeah, who would you flinch from?
Ooh. Blamanco, man. Dude's got pockets for days. He's got pockets for days. You need storage, he got it. You know what I mean? He's a walking warehouse.
It would be so helpful.
Mm. Do you know what? Let's
Yeah,
Blamenco.
boys, don't flex your creativity here.
Blamenco is the 6th Division commander, right? He's got the pocket dimensions in his neck. We've seen him whipping out giant mallets and smacking like large humans across a battlefield. Where are we throwing him? I reckon B. I reckon B.
What's
Has there been a person yet that you haven't said that you've said hasn't been a pacifista, Daniel?
all the scrub tiers?
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes.
If they're no,
Double check.
do you know what? I'm gonna keep throwing some of the no names in the scrub tier while we go through this.
Who's in B minus?
In B minus, we have Brule and Montdor.
He beats them.
In
yeah,
B,
B then.
we have Peckham's, Tamago, Beige. Does Beige beat a 6th Division commander?
I think they're kind of around similar.
Ooh. Yo, does Beige beat a 6th Division commander? Does Beige beat one of the Topiropo?
Does he?
That's hard.
Like,
Page 1?
I'm not trying to belittle him at all, but does he beat any of the Flying Six?
Maybe not.
I don't think so. Is that being disrespectful?
I might have to move Blamanco up to Hawkins.
Okay.
I'm not trying to like start
Throwing
nothing.
A bit of shade, but it's inappropriate.
I mean, look, I expected nothing from Beige, and the showcasing I got at Whole Cake Island was hype until we got to Wano and realized all of his feats, just people are doing. I mean, Beige has the same defensive feats that Kinemon does at this point in time.
Kinemon dead.
Yeah. Didn't Beige die from 2 punches? He was on the ground inside himself screaming, it hurts, it hurts. Oh god, the pain.
But did he die?
He's alive.
But did you die?
Just throwing some of these scrublets around. Alright. Do we want to go through then, and just as a quick list, throw out the 16 division commanders of the Whitebeard Pirates? Find a place for them. Okay. Let's go. 13th Division Commander Atmos. The dude that Doflamingo flung around with his strings and manipulated into killing his crew. He is, in my opinion, probably the weakest commander.
I'd probably agree.
Probably agree. Where do you think the weakest one of Whitebeard's commanders sits?
See, that's hard.
I think I could put him on C+, hanging with potentially beating a pacifista or not. He's a big dude. He might pack a heavy punch, you know? I could see him with his twin swords maybe hurting a pacifista. Or I could see him losing to a pacifista. You know what I mean?
I could see him around the same level, yeah.
Okay.
And equal.
Like, not trying to throw shade on him. He's just not that special. You know what I mean?
In
with
the
pacifistas, it's like-
comparison to others, no,
Well-
not really.
Okay, to put it in another light, right? Haruto, the 12th Division commander, the commander above him, yeah, is this little Hamlet-looking dude with the he had a little javelin spear, right? This dude canonically took out a pacifista on his own in the manga. So I'm putting him at least B minus. Like I can.
That's the thing with pacifistas. Like, I just imagine them walking at people and just going, "Phew, phew, phew," and then you just die. Like, to me, it's like if you say that someone can beat a pacifista, it's like, okay, cool, you can dodge lasers.
Yeah, but that's a
and so
threshold.
to me, it's too much of a threshold. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, you're pretty strong. You're like a new world level. You should be able to beat a pacifista. I'm just imagining the pacifista that was on the island, when the Straw Hats were fighting them.
Yep.
I'm just like, okay, it's almost like a new world check. It's like if you're like a decent new world pirate, you should be able to beat a pacifista. If you're not at that level yet, that's like the
Threshold.
crush.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I think the thing is, the captains are the ones that have got to potentially fight. Like, I don't think it's like your first mate. Like, if your first mate can take out a pacifista, you've got a green light into the new world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if your captain's the one fighting the pacifista, and it's a toss-up, it's like, oh, my guy, you might want to go home, do some sit-ups, do some push-ups, do a 10k run, you know, eat your
That's
Nutri-Grain.
what I mean about, like, if you have Haki, you probably should be able to beat a pacifista, because it's like, Haki level, like, if you're at the level where you have Haki, you should be, like, New World material.
See, the problem is with that, though, we saw in Marineford a lot of the New World pirates getting dropped by the by the pacifistas. Like, it was taken like four.
In a war.
It was like four captains teaming up to take out one pacifista, whereas like one of the commanders of Whitebeard's crew were like taking them on in a one-on-one setting.
Yeah, true.
But it was like they were catching the pacifistas off guard though. Like, it wasn't a one-on-one situation. It was a like, you're taking out my 30 subordinates and just come out of nowhere and hit them in the back of the head. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't know if you see this guy here that looks sort of like Who's Who. He's got a pink cape in the background, a green helmet on with big yellow eyes. Do you see that guy?
Can you say that again? So I can.
So he looks like a bug, right? He's got a big green helmet on, pink fluffy cape like Doflamingo, and yellowy eyes. Can you see him?
Yeah, the big round.
Yep.
Glasses.
Okay.
Little-
This guy is non-canon technically. He's from a play or something that
Play?
that Oda wrote, I think, right? He's got a 300 mil bounty. He's one of the allied captains that was with Whitebeard in Marineford apparently, and his name's Charmelone, and his ability was he can mimic other people's devil fruits.
That's bastard.
Yeah, he had a 300 mil bounty. Where are we tossing Charlemone?
Whitebeard's crew.
Yes.
Right next to Whitebeard.
Right next to the quake that he's copying? Um, I actually wouldn't be opposed to throwing this dude around B plus to A minus because it's a busted ability. New,
Yeah, I mean,
Busted ability
and
does
he's
not equal capability, though.
but 300 mil bounty. Actions speak louder than words.
Mm.
well,
Yeah, but what actions
again,
are you basing it off?
yeah, again, if it's in a one-on-one,
Yeah,
then no, he's going to be pretty low because like if he fights Luffy, all he's just a rubber boy with no haki. Assuming like let's say he's got like no haki, he hasn't proven himself, right? So
okay.
like let's just say he's got no haki or anything, he's just a threat because he can copy people's devil fruits. If he's in a one-on-one, all he is a rubber boy that Luffy can rag on. So I think like it's how strong we guess that he is because in a one-on-one, all his fruit is an equalizer. So
True.
how strong physically is he? And then put him where you think he is on the list there, right? Like, do you think he's as physically strong as um like a Toby Roper would be?
Nah.
Let's say he
I
turns into the animal as well. I'm assuming he's not going to be able to control the animal as much as they can.
true, but all right. If that's the case, then do we feel like putting him at B?
Okay.
It's B.
B's with Beige, Peckham's, Tamago. I think that's healthy. He's a gag character, but man, he's a funny gag character. You know what I mean? All right, all right. This will be sort of interesting. Let's go. Keep going with the commanders. Let's go for the 10th Division commander, Kuriel, the Apu-looking dude with the Vietnam bucket hat and the two cannons that was fighting Moria in the war. Where would we throw him? Dude was throwing hands with Moria on a one-on-one situation. He didn't kick his ass like Jinbei did, but he was fighting the man on his own for a prolonged period of time. Up with the Topiropo. He's the 10th commander though.
Below them, below them.
Below them. So we haven't even really put any of the Topiropo on here. I'm gonna put him on B then. I'm calling.
You able to stream on Discord so I can see your screen?
Ooh. Give me a second. I gotta remember how to do that.
I've just been watching it on my.
Yeah, I thought you would be.
Uh,
If you go where it says voice connected, you can say it says screen and just click it.
Screen.
Share your screen.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Lovely, thank you.
Alright. So. Yeah, okay. So Kuriel. We're putting him in B for now, are we? He was able to sort of hold off Gecko Moria on his own. Didn't look like he was going to win, but wasn't losing. And eventually got one shot by Akai Inu. Dude turned into a cremated piece of toast. King Do. We're talking He-Man. The big buff guy with a metal forearm that did absolutely nothing in the war. Being a commander, I'm gonna say he's a C plus to C. What do you guys think?
That sounds.
What are you leaning towards? Do you reckon the 11th Division commander can take out a pacifista? It's hard
This is
because
hard because we know really substance-wise very
see,
little.
the 12th Division commander could take out a pacifista. The 16th Division commander's got a 510 million berry bounty, but we also know that the Whitebeard pirates aren't.
Yeah, even.
Yeah. Um,
Crucial.
I might put him in C.
Yeah, I think C just to be safe.
Yep, I can get behind that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to discredit him, but yeah. Fozza, the 15th Division commander, the dude with the fire sword and the balding top.
That's cool.
He's a bit of a
I'm pretty
beast.
sure he beat a pacifista, didn't he?
No, but I think he was clashing with a vice admiral.
Yeah, I thought he had like a pretty solid moment.
I'm sort of happy to put him at B or B plus, or at least B minus. Like I think Foz is taking out a pacifista.
I was leaning B minus.
B minus. I'm happy to leave him at B minus. We can always readdress him later.
One of those dudes that looks a lot cooler than he actually is strong.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do you know what? Just while I see him here, where would we put? Oh, actually, I just lost the other one. Oh no, he's already up there. Where would we put Ace's first mate, Deuce Mask? C tier, C minus.
I've read the book. I really feel comfortable in C.
C. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm happy to put him in
like
C.
nothing special, but not.
He's above a no name essentially.
Yes, I would agree. Also, highly recommend reading the novelization of Ace. By the way, to anybody that's an Ace fan.
There is a new volume of the Ace book coming out, volume 3, and there is also the volume 1 of the Boa novel coming out. For those of you
Which
that don't know,
you know that your girl is so excited about.
definitely,
Boa stuff.
definitely keen to see some Boa love coming this way.
So am I. It's about time.
So, I'm throwing up 4 people now, actually. So, we're gonna keep on the Whitebeard train. Where are we putting Little Oars Jr.? Because I think Little Oars Jr. is probably at least B tier. Between B tier and A minus. Like, he got taken out by Doflamingo pretty easily, and he got taken out by Gecko Moru pretty easy. But he's a big target. In a one-on-one fight, he dropped 3 of the Giants squad and was just absolutely mowing through people. I think he's
Better than Blumenko.
You reckon he's better than Blamenko? Alright. So B tier or A minus? B plus or B minus? A minus.
I don't see him having a very easy time with Drake, so I think leave him B plus.
B plus. Okay. He's got a 550 mil bounty. Dude's got credit. He's got street cred. You know? Squad. Everyone's most hated piece of crap.
F tier.
Not even a tear.
I think Squad's in C tier. C plus tier.
He did win to Yonko.
Hey, he snuck the world's strongest man and put a hole in the dude. The only other guy that we've done that's Aka Inu, so I mean he's S tier to me.
Pack up, go home, cash this thing in.
Alright. 8th Division Commander.
Got a Yonko deeper than Zoro.
I mean technically. If we
Nobody's gonna like you for that.
if we're talking logistically, he's been deeper into Yonko than Zoro. Alright, Namor. Your stereotypical token fishman. Where are we throwing him? He was beating up just no-name fodder Marines, but we didn't see him do anything else in the war. I think, in all honesty, he's C to C plus. I don't know if he's beating a pacifista. Do you think a regular fishman's just taking on a pacifista?
All I'm saying as well, though, is Squad still hasn't been deeper in a Yonko than Pound.
I mean, Squad went straight through a Yonko.
Sorry.
Take your joke. Take your joke. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
Sorry. Continue.
So, okay, I reckon Namor, throw Namor in the C range with King Do. They're probably the 2 weakest of the Whitebeard commanders. The only thing he's got going for him is a fishman, but, I mean, being a fishman isn't sort of all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
And Thatch, 4th Division Commander time. Dual Swordsman Thatch. Where are we throwing this hunk of man meat?
An S in my heart.
An S in your heart?
God, I mean,
Throwing 4th against 4th that we've seen nothing about. are we putting Thatch on the same tier as Snack? Or is Thatch a little bit like... Okay, yeah, okay.
He's not lower than Oven, surely.
Well, I don't know. We still got a four. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. We've still got Vista.
I guess my only thing is this, because my boy Ace.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a testament. Is that Teach the dog, who was able to, like, and I hate saying it, go toe to toe with Ace. Whether I believe he actually beat him or other members piled in to help bring Ace down,
Snuck Thatch.
irrelevant. He still felt the need to sneak up on Thatch and not challenge him directly. That could be a sign that
Okay.
Thatch was at least of a danger enough that he felt like he
Look,
had to.
if we're saying that, what, Big Mum has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people above Snack, I'm happy to put Thatch up there in the top 5 of the Whitebeard Pirates. Right? As a dual
What
swords...
do you know? Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
What do you know of the, like, I don't know if I'm saying it right, the DeCalvin brothers?
DeCalvin brothers?
Because he was struggling against those two.
Um,
Where you'd put those two would be
he-
where you would put
he was struggling against those two, but they're New World captains, right? So I think, like, I'd put the DeCalvin brothers in B tier, right? And... Oh...
That's kind of just where because I know that he was struggling,
Actually,
so I'm not too sure.
Who was struggling against them?
Thatch was struggling against him a little bit until Ace came, and then they just wiped out the DeCalvin brothers. Those are the two cat dudes from the Whitebeard Pirates.
Yeah.
I think the same thing happened with Doma. Okay, I'd say Thatch didn't wipe them out immediately, but Thatch also wasn't sweating against them. If that makes sense. So it's like, if Oven were to fight Tamago, you know what I mean? Oven wouldn't immediately one-shot him, but he wouldn't be struggling against him. If that makes sense. Although I'm struggling now because I don't know if Thatch has taken out Oars Jr. Okay. We'll continue on. We'll reevaluate at the end if we need to shuffle anyone around, alright? Since we're talking about them, do we want to throw the DeCalvin brothers in somewhere? Where are we throwing them? I think they had to team up to take out a Pacifista. So I think they're below a Pacifista in terms of strength. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I think there's 3 people. We had the DeCalvin brothers. What's his name? That dude right there.
A bit like how Daniel was saying before, they're a gimmick, so they're together. We wouldn't really.
Oh,
Gimmick characters. You wouldn't really.
It was. I think it was like the DeCalvin brothers, Delacuji, Elmi, and Epida, right? So I think those 5 technically, all teamed up from memory to take out one of the pacifistas in like a big group attack. So I think they've got to be below them, but they're still New World pirates, so they're sort of sitting in the C range. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I don't feel either way about it. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Got to find some of them first. Can't even find them on here. All right. Before we go looking for them, because I already know where we're going to put them, we have Ezo. And going with Ezo, we'll also throw in Whitney Bay, because she's a beast. And Ryukyugo. Or Rakugo. The dude with the living mace flail thing. So, okay, Ezo. Where are we throwing Ezo? He's got a 510 mil bounty. He's got observation and armament. Dude's a sniper and a medium tier swordsman. On the arse end of it, but still a swordsman as well, if needed. I reckon. I reckon he's on B tier. I reckon Izo is a better shot than Kuriel. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. I think we've heard from the novel that he has what's referred to out of a 10 out of 10 style of shooting. So I reckon we could easily put him on B there. How do you guys feel?
I feel comfortable with that.
I mean, considering he's one of the 9 scabbards, I feel like all the 9 scabbards are probably sort of in that range there as well, from B minus to B, since they've all got arm and observation and Rio. So I think that's a pretty healthy spot to put him, don't you?
Yeah.
And you know what? While we're also doing it, we got Kozuki Odin on the list. Are we just throwing him up at A plus tier?
He'll always be an S in my heart.
I'm happy to potentially put him at an S. He was putting Kaido in a good fight. Don't know if you could put him there though, because I don't know if you'd actually carry it out to the win or not.
I think he's like distinguishedly above the rest in the A plus though, is the thing.
He's almost like an A plus plus just before
Yeah.
going into C. Oh, sorry, S.
He's like definitely not S, but definitely not A plus.
Yeah, that's how I feel. He's yeah.
Let's put him at the top of the A plus. We'll leave him there for now. Okay, do you know what? We have pre-time skip, pre-devil fruit Blackbeard. I think pre-everything Blackbeard, having armor and observation haki, is probably around a CC plus tier, at least. And then I think once he got the dark fruit, he sort of jumped to A plus. And then when he got the Quake fruit, he jumped to S. How do you guys feel about that?
Jumping to S.
Oh yeah, I think him with both fruits is definitely an S. But we're talking about him before any fruits here, just on the Whitebeard Pirates crew. I reckon we know that he's able to one-shot people with 70 mil bounties from the Ace novel. I would probably say the people in the C tier to C minus tier probably have anything from no bounty all the way up to maybe let's say 120 mil, maybe a bit more.
My problem with Blackbeard's character is that I think people at this particular stage of what we've seen tend to overhype him, but I also don't want the mistake of underhyping him either, which is a danger
That
as well with his character.
I mean, I think him with
Particularly
haki,
particularly pre
him with haki alone scarred Shanks. So I think you'd at least be able to take out a pacifista, even if it was in his own cunning way. Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh. Let's just throw the pleasures and waiters. Let's throw the waiters in C minus because they're absolute butt tier. Would the pleasurers also be C minus or would they be C? They don't feel any pain. I still reckon they'd probably be C minus because they're just no-name fodder. Because there's also the chess piece soldiers. I feel like all the fodder like that probably just slides right into C minus, right at the bottom, if that makes sense. Because they're just non-distinguishable. Can someone help me out with that word?
Non-distinguishable.
Fodder. Thank you very much. I was struggling hard then, eh? Ooh. Okay. Rakuyo. Flailing mace. Survived fighting against Roger Pirates. Survived trying to take a bite out of Kizaru. Where are we throwing him? Not trying to be downplaying to him. I don't know if I could see him being a pacifista.
No. I didn't want to be the first one to say it, but I don't think so either.
I think I might put him in C tier, just below the Pacifista range. He's still a commander, so like some of the lowest commanders are sitting in this C range, which I don't think is too bad. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, and Whitney Bay, former member of the Whitebeard Pirates, allegedly, according to the anime, taken out by Weevil. I think Whitney Bay, being a swordsman, um, and a standalone captain in the New World that is actually her own independent captain. She's an allied pirate, but she's not part of the Whitebeard crew. I'm probably going to say she's in the B minus to B tier. Like, I could see her throwing hands with a Monday pretty evenly. How do you guys feel? Oh,
It's just hard. It's hard when you haven't seen a lot of these characters, I guess.
yeah. Alright.
I'd put her like top of B minus.
Top of B minus? I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely a threat for Brule. I don't know how she'd go against Amande because we actually haven't seen her sword skills in use, but she was rocking with Whitebeard back in the day when they were fighting people like the Roger Pirates.
There's a lot of versions of her on the One Piece game.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm judging it
That
by.
is true.
Do you know what? Now that we've narrowed down the list a bit more, let's just go through and just. I don't want to make a blanket statement, but I feel like pretty much all of them. Where would you put the smile fruit users? Is there any smile fruit user that stands out to you?
Really, no.
No.
I think they're all just garbage.
I would cry if I underwent that process and ended up like that.
I mean, I know the headliners
Put a
stand
smile
out,
on
but even the headliners standing out, I still think are probably C minus tier.
it. Yeah.
Like
Can you imagine being promised like this pitch to you: join this crew, you'll get a devil fruit, you'll be part of one of the strongest, and then you end up looking like that.
oh, dude, life would suck so badly.
Like, what a bad trade-off.
Okay, Batman's going in. All the gifters then are going into the C minus tier because they are absolute gutter trash, including the one chick that's a Mary user. She's also useless. Ooh.
That sounds like the TARDIS.
Yeah, I've just turned you down a little bit, Daniel, because you're making a bit of a noise. It's all good.
Oh, so
No, it's all good. So Speed Juru, the 14th Division commander and confirmed the fastest member of the Whitebeard Pirates, the dude that's dressed as a knight. Where would you throw him? While I'm going through these no-named, terrible smile users.
who's this?
Who did I just say? I just had a full mind blank. Speed Juru, the 14th Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, the fastest Whitebeard pirate confirmed.
C.
See?
Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah, actually no, I give that. He's in C. He didn't really leave much of an impression, eh? Since Ace's first mate's in C, do you think any of his crew, other than his first mate, is even worth making it out of C minus? Not throwing shade on Ace, but I don't think his crew's really special in any way, shape, or form. He sort of had a
They were just loyal and family. They
Yeah.
weren't really power.
Okay, Hote and the samurai from the Oniwabanshu and Onigu blah 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 blah. You know the ones. The samurai squads from Wano, right? They're members, and we also have on the list Fukuro Juko. Where would we be throwing the samurais from Wano?
be better at this than I am. 'Cause I'm not as familiar on the Wano material yet.
Just the basic samurai.
Yeah, you know the ones that were shown to be semi-okay, but then all got blasted by Zoro and Hyogoro.
See.
See? Ooh, okay, so they got some compatibility, but they're still sort of fodder.
Yeah, they beat the scrubs, but
Oh no,
nothing impressive.
I can agree with that. While I'm sorting through them though, we're starting to get to the point now where we're starting to see a few people left. Some of them are the Whitebeard pirates, some of them are the Big Mum pirates. But where where would we put the numbers on this list? Do you reckon any of the numbers could beat a pacifista? Or considering Frankie one shot numbers, do you reckon the numbers are all just getting taken out by a pacifista?
The numbers would all lose to pacifistas. I think like
Yeah.
if they hit the pacifista, they'd like crush it. But they're just too big of a target, and they wouldn't get. Like assuming they started at range, they would
Okay.
get shot down.
So what, C tier then? Beating no name fodder, but still absolutely useless.
Top of C tier.
Top of C tier. Okay.
The thing is that like they might be. I think the pacifistas have like a unique advantage against them because they'll just sit back and lace it.
That is fair.
They might be able to beat some of the people in C plus through just like raw strength, but they wouldn't be beating a pacifista.
Interesting. Interesting. I'll start throwing all of them up. We're getting close to the end of the list though, which is good. We're down to the last handful of people. It has been a bit of a grind because some of these people have just been absolute no-named random ass people that have had no displaying at all. But they are part of Yonko crews, so it is what it is. Okay. Sorting through the rubble. Ace pirate. Oh, actually, he might not be an ace pirate. Some of the ones that are left are going to be commanders of the Whitebeard pirate fleet that never made it in the manga, but still were drawn up in concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we do have a few interesting groups left despite it all. God, there are still so many of the Big Mum pirates that are absolute trash. Not trying to downplay the Big Mum pirates.
I completely get what you mean. With the lower tier people that we haven't had much showing with, I've been quietly doing uni work at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not much of like
You can't have an opinion on them because they're
You
just
can't have an
so
opinion.
non-existent.
Neuroscience and Big Mom Pirates. That's what we're doing.
All right, where would we put the absolute lowest New World captains? In like, do all New World captains go C or above?
I think so.
Ooh, this is getting harder and harder to do because C minus has gotten so big. I've got to scroll so much further to be able to make the journey.
Make that leg.
Oh yeah. So, C. Oh no. We've still got some interesting people to talk about left. Just trying to grind through the C tiers here. Just because there are so many. I probably should have just done the numbers as an organization instead of throwing them up there individually in JPEGs. But hey, we learn from our mistakes. You know what I mean, guys?
Let's pick the interesting people out first. So the scroll doesn't
Yeah.
get too big.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. Topi Ropo time. We have a few actually. We have Who's Who. We have Scratchman Apu. We have Black Maria. My girl Ulti's hanging around here still.
You become. I have to just let everybody know. You've become such an Ulti fan this week.
Oh,
Just very massively. Like you've always liked her, but this week you've been, and rightly so, with the details you've given me. But Ulti really
I mean,
underrated.
She took 3 Yonko level attacks and got back up, whereas all the other Topiropo copped a Yonko attack or less and were out in one hit. Like, at the moment, Ulti has the highest durability out of the Topiropo, easily. But she might not necessarily have the highest combat ability, you know what I mean?
He actually has more durability than what the All Stars have shown.
I mean, yeah. Outside of Jack, yeah.
Ulti and Jack literally
What does
pulling
Jack
this
take?
crew.
Jack's tanked getting dropped by Sengoku. By Fujitora. And then tanked Shutenmaru. Then tanked the entire Mink tribe. And is now in the process of fighting Inarashi. So,
When did he tank Sengoku? I mean, Fujitora.
at Zoe. Remember, he was going to get Doflamingo. And he met Sengoku, Fujitora, and Suru out at sea. And got washed.
Oh,
Yeah.
washed.
I mean, he survived.
It's not tanking.
Man sat at the bottom of the ocean with his big boy pants on going, get me the fuck out of here.
But you probably just gravitated his ship to the bottom of the ocean and kept going.
I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Alright. We're back to some of the interesting people. Who's who? Where would we slap... Actually, do you know what? Before we go to who's who do you think is the strongest Topiropo? Who's number 1?
I really like Ulti. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's Ulti.
Yeah, I think it's the girl.
I think who has the biggest ego, and it's kind of deserved, but I think Ulti's just like.
Okay.
She's
Ulti's
like the quiet psycho in the background.
My
You need to kind of keep one eye on.
You don't have to tell me twice to hop on the ulti train, alright?
like if they were gonna vote in a leader, it wouldn't be Ulti, but she's the strongest.
Okay. So,
I was really expecting Daniel this arc for somebody in this stream to pick Yamato as the bae of the arc, but no, I think
Oh, no.
Ulti is kind of
she's COVID safe. Mask and all. Okay.
It's just the times.
Ulti then. The strongest Topiropo. Where are we throwing her? Okay, she's under A if Jack's in A. She's under Jack. But
It has the same vibe as the girl from Demon Slayer.
yeah.
I can feel that.
Yeah, I get that.
Thing in their mouth all the time. Yeah.
I reckon slap Ulti in A minus. Is she above Drake, or is she on the same tier as Drake?
I think she's a bull. My gut instinct was to say above.
I think she's above Drake.
Sorry, X Drake. Okay. Page 1's the bottom then. Alright, there's no contest there. Page 1 is definitely the weakest Topiropo. If you disagree with me, tell me now. But
I think he's the weakest. It's just pitiful.
do you know why they call him Page 1? Because when you open up a book about his life, it's 1 page. It's just obituary. Died on the first conflict.
Okay, so see, you started off being like, look, don't want to be offensive, but this is where I think this character is also you. So the only thing this character does is going to probably die. Like,
I mean, he got clapped. Like, I want Page 1 to be more than he is, but dude was getting clapped. Like, honestly,
some opinions about.
ooh. Could Beige take out Page 1?
What?
Serious question.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
The eagerness in your tone made me double back. Like,
Okay,
I don't think so.
I mean, okay, outside of Beige. Could Peckhams or Tamago have a chance at Page 1?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
No.
Nah, he's just too tough. Just punch them to death.
Peckhams, Sulong Mink Turtle, fighting Page 1.
No, because I mean, think about his fight against Sanji. Like Sanji didn't just wash him. I think Sanji would wash the rest of the people in BT.
I mean, Sanji would wash the people in B tier, but I mean, Sanji did kind of wash Page 1. Sanji put on a suit, blitzed him. Then Page One got
What-
one
what I
counterattack
mean
in,
is-
and then Sanji was
what I
like,
mean is
finish the fight.
He would wash them without the suit. He would wash B tier.
I think Sanji would have washed Page One without the suit as well. I think he just put the suit on because it was circumstantial, because he was trying to keep his identity secret.
He got hit, and those hits without the suit would have hurt him a lot.
Okay. So you reckon B plus? Is he bottom of B plus?
B plus.
Is he above Hawkins?
Probably. Similar.
Similar?
The problem with Hawkins is he doesn't have anything like take down a dinosaur. You know what I mean? He's more like little needles and stuff.
True. True.
Doesn't have any, head cleaving.
Okay.
Kind of ability.
Okay. What about Blamanco? Talking about a T-Rexy, or an Spinosaurus-sized mallet just coming in, slapping him in the jaw. Who's going home there with the victory? Blamanco? Pretty similar? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You don't see anyone on the B tier beating him at all then? Don't see Izo beating him, Kuriel beating him. Page One's holding out against someone like Moria for a bit then? That's fair.
I'd put T at the top of A though.
Ulti at the top of A? Ooh. Might have words to say about that later, but we'll see. Alright, who's who? Where are we getting who's who in?
Bottom of A. Let me see B again.
I think who's who is
Bottom of
taking
A.
Daifuku.
Yeah.
I don't want to I know Oven and Daifuku have got the exact same bounty and like stats given and all that sort of stuff, but Oven is above Daifuku to me, and I don't see who's who necessarily beating Oven. Like, it's a close fight based on ability, but I see who's who probably taking out Daifuku pretty easily.
You can kind of see who's who taking out
Oven,
Aerosparrow.
Perisparrow. He is the second strongest Topi Robo to me. So let's throw him there, and we can argue about if there's a discrepancy in like left to right after. He's in the tier.
No, I agree. I think mine was more. Daniel, did you just say that Oven could beat Pero, or am I just completely blanking?
I don't know about that. Didn't
Okay,
say that.
so you didn't say that. I don't know why, but my brain was like, "That's what he said."
I would say
I stuck on that.
I would say Oven can beat Perisparrow though, but that's just a bad matchup because remember Perisparrow's candy melts.
Weak to heat.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's weak to heat.
that's like you know that one sibling that's younger that just gets like a right hook that takes out the older sibling.
Right in the kidney.
That's Oven to Perisparrow. You know what I mean? Okay, Sasaki, Triceracopter, the flip-flopping guy himself.
Oh, Drake definitely above page one though. They're probably there.
Yeah. Although, yeah, that's fair.
Actually, let's put Blamenko below Sasaki, but drag Blamenko below Sasaki.
Yeah.
Keep it that order because he doesn't beat.
Oh,
Junior, but he does beat.
just go for the tier for now because we can always reshuffle on the tier line. Okay, Scratchman, check your router poo.
Okay, so you need to be careful with this one because you tend to overhype so much
Apu
this character. Yes.
is going right in between Drake and Hawkins. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh,
Hawkins?
I mean, right where he is there.
Okay,
Yes, but it just.
Drake is fighting Apu right now, so Drake's going to come out on top because good guys for life, right? But Apu, right? He's probably... I don't know about Sasaki, Page 1, and Blamanco, right? But
No,
Apu's...
That's what's tripping me up.
Apu's...
In that comparison.
Apu's dropping Little Oars Jr. and he's taking Hawkins to an extreme diff fight. You don't think so?
I don't think he beats Little Oars Jr.
His scratch ability, man. He's doing the Doflamingo thing to Little Oars.
I don't think those petty little explosions are gonna do anything. The dude's like 20 meters tall.
He knocked out Luffy for a second. It was a second, but he
Luffy's
knocked out Luffy.
4 foot
Luffy's-
tall.
Yeah, I think we're talking about size, not about ability.
But
Yeah,
I think the explosions are scalable on your size. You know what I mean? Because it's based off your hearing.
I don't think so.
And you
It's like Caesar's little explosions, right?
and he's got the cutting ability. You know, his
I don't think
scratch.
he's that good. I think
think
his
he's that
thing is
good
the
either.
element of
Okay.
surprise. Again, I know that you love this
No,
character.
no.
I
No.
really
Um,
think it comes down to the fact that his whole thing is the element
Okay,
of surprise.
look at
and
the-
once you know how it works, it's all over.
Look at
Like,
the
you
tier
just have
below,
to
though.
hear the dude.
Look at the tier below though, right?
I
B
know,
tier.
but that's what makes it hard.
He cleans B tier, right? Even if people start countering his ability, you got to think, dude's got his Tomphers. He was blocking Drake and Zoro at the same time. All right, he's so durable that he's taken one shots from Kid, from Drake, from Zoro, and keeps getting back up madder and madder. He's probably, after Ulti and Jack, the most durable beast pirate so far. Right? He's got a
Not, because every time he takes the hit, he goes down. He just gets back up after.
That's it.
Does
I
everyone
wouldn't
leave
say
him
that's
alone?
Well-
resilience or strength. I would literally just think that he gets up. Like I can't say that I.
This is plot.
okay. Drake, sorry, not Drake. Apu and Hawkins. How do you see that going? Because I kind of give it to Apu. He's got fire-based abilities. He's burning Strawman up.
Look, I can see him beating Hawkins, but I can't see him beating Sasaki or.
Yeah,
Sasaki
that's my
and
problem.
Sasaki in page 1, I see it being hard. I don't disagree with that. Blamanko's sort of maybe the same thing. But I see him currently fighting tooth and nail, side by side against Drake, right?
I don't think he deserves to be in the Toby Ropo. I
Here's
think
my
he's
thing.
Ooh.
a tier below the Toby Ropo.
Really?
Like a level below. Just
My
outright.
thing is that Apu is simply a disappointment of a character.
Really?
Not that he's not a cool.
No,
character,
he's not
it's
cool.
just
He's
that he
far
has
from cool.
Potential. It's just not there.
I hated Apu up until Wano. As soon as we started the raid and Apu started doing some stuff, I was like, okay, you're changing my mind. He was doing the beige thing, except his showcasing seems so much better than
Yeah,
Beige's.
but twice now, his powers have been dismissed as like a gag that you just have to cover your ears to defeat.
But right,
like,
if you've got to cover your ears to win, out of the people here, who's able to physically cover their ears and fight? Sasaki can't go into his animal form and block his ears. Same with who's page 1. So
Look
they
at Caesar though. Caesar can literally take the air out of your lungs, but he's still like a trash character.
but
yeah, it's not about how we think. We
I would still say that Caesar is at least in B tier here.
Pardon? Hold on.
Oh, maybe I need to move pre-Blackbeard up, actually. Blackbeard definitely needs to get moved up if I'm saying that. Yeah, no, I think Caesar's probably around the B tier here. B tier seems
So-
to be around 300 mil.
But the thing is that Caesar can do the same amount of BS that Music Man can do, but like if anything better. You can't just like block your esophagus and not let him take the air out of your lungs.
I'm gonna shut my velum and I'm gonna
Alright,
keep it in there.
alright. We agree.
He's gonna suck the air out of your lungs and then make explosions all around you, and you can't do anything about it. Same thing that this guy does, but Caesar's still trash.
We agree he's B plus. We just don't agree where it is. So we'll come back to that. How about that?
I think he's at the bottom of B plus. Scrolls away.
Black Maria. Where is my dear Spider Princess? Low key.
Spider Princess.
I wish she was stronger than she is, but I'm like after this last chapter, I kind of don't really see her. But like, she might be weaker than page 1. I see her sort of there. Is that wrong to say?
Yeah, I'll put it there.
I wish she was stronger, but at least we got Ulti being the strong female. Yeah, She's a tricky fighter.
Thank you for throwing me the token.
All right, all right, all right.
And Yamato.
Slapping hands.
Oh, thanks, Daniel. I get 2 whole characters. That's awesome.
Slapping hands. Actually, Yamato identifies as Odin. Thank you very much.
That's true.
Vista.
Put
I'm
that man down.
down.
Yeah, you overhyped Vista so.
Put
You don't
that
reckon-
Man
You
down.
you don't reckon he's equal to Thatch?
When I saw him, Daniel, when I saw him hit the A column, I was like, "You're kidding!" And then he
What?
started going up further into like the
A
just
plus.
A. I was like, "Excuse you."
Yeah, right there with Mihawk. You don't reckon he's an A? A minus.
No.
Really?
Oh, maybe A minus, but if you were keeping on going up to A, I was gonna say
No,
something.
no. I was thinking he's at least there with Thatch. If not,
A minus.
yeah, like I think he's there. If not A, like just under. Because I could see an argument potentially for Jozu being above Ace and even Vista being above Ace, potentially.
Okay, you know what? Let's put him just under Jozu because I think he could beat Jack.
Yeah,
Because
because
what's
Shuten
his
Maru
name?
was dropping Jack.
Maru did.
See?
Shuten Maru was like a bad version of the other flower guy.
I'm gonna have to go back to a previously just said.
Okay, let me put it in this way.
Ace?
Let me put it this way.
You can't beat Ace. You just can't beat Ace.
Oh, okay, no. The only reason I said potentially beat Ace, right, is because before Ace came along, right, Marco was number 1, Jozu was number 2, and it's between Thatch and Vista for number 3, right?
Yeah, and then Ace with so much talent came in and just.
Yeah, but that's like Yamato joining the Straw Hats. You know what I mean? If you get a 2nd Division commander join as your 3rd Division commander, it's like, all right, whatever, bumping the ranks. I'm happy to put him behind Jozu though, because
The thing with Ace is like, in order to even fight him, you need to be able to run through a wall of fire.
okay, let me
It's kind of a flaw there.
let me put it this way. Anyone in A minus or under, can anyone there block just a casual attack from Mihawk?
Who? Sorry, who are we looking at?
A minus and under. Is anyone is like if I'm overhyping Vista, then tell me now, because Vista was at least like, even if Mihawk isn't taking that fight
Wait,
serious,
Did you just put him in A? I thought we were agreeing on A minus.
Daniel.
I reckon he beats Jack. So
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing
I
is
can
that
go with
he's
that.
got the flower sword ability, and the flower sword comes from
Wano,
the guy from
seemingly.
prison, the old man, the
Oh,
flower
yeah,
sword
yeah.
guy. Yeah, and that guy is like a legend compared to to all the Yakuza people. And Shuten Maru, who's one of the retainers, seemingly was like even to or even a little bit better than Jack. So, and he was like a low tier Yakuza
And
boss.
right,
Whereas like the flower sword guy was like the legend of all the Yakuza bosses.
so where do you rate Izo compared to the rest of the 9 scabbards? Is he at the bottom?
Probably.
Probably, right? Because you got to think, Izo was still trained in the sword. When he got on the Whitebeard Pirates, Vista literally said, "Quit your day job. Don't be a swordsman. You're trash. Put your swords up. Go pick up some guns. You ain't here." Vista is the leader of the division of swordsmen, dedicated swordsmen, on the Whitebeard Pirates crew. I dare say, as a swordsman, he should probably be over Thatch if he's got an entire crew that just trains swords. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was heated for no reason, but okay.
It's just that you always hype up the fact that he could clash against Mihawk, and it's like, it was just a clash, man.
Oh no, it was just a clash, but do you know what the difference is? Mr. One clashed against Mihawk, and it was a 2-hit. Vista was there parrying for a little second. Mihawk's mind was wandering, but it's like it wasn't a 2-hit.
My thing is that when it comes to the Whitebeard pirates, there's always this mythology sometimes that you place around these characters. And I as soon as you pulled it out, and he just started going straight without even questioning, going straight up the list. I was having a bit of a.
I mean, he's a high tier commander. I mean, okay. Okay. I feel like I'm getting attacked here for no damn reason. I wanna clarify something. Do we think Blackbeard might go up a bit? No Devil Fruit Blackbeard.
I don't know. He's got no showing.
Yeah. Apart from just being there. And I think a point of reference was supposed to be that he'd been there that long and wasn't getting promoted to any
But
kind of.
that wasn't necessarily because he wasn't capable. It's just because he didn't want to showcase.
Maybe largely, yeah, just because he didn't do anything on purpose.
All right.
Just leave it there.
Scotch. We're putting Scotch at C tier. Dude got taken out by Caribou, man. And Drake. Drake and Caribou. Pre-time skip Drake too. Okay, the only Wabanshu people, except for Fukurojuko, are going down in this C- tier. Same with Diesel. Man, no one likes Diesel. He was a human train. How trash is that?
That. Okay.
Armadillo, man. I did say Elmi and Apoida before are probably in C because I had to team up to take down a Pacifista. Few of these people that are left, outside of some of the gifters, are Whitebeard pirates. What are your thoughts on some of these people? Ooh, we got Ace's cat. So we got some of the ones that are left. I think are Ace's crew, Whitebeard pirates. Oh, okay. We have Sasaki's Armored Division Corps. Do you reckon they're up in C? They seem pretty strong, right?
Yeah.
Frankie was struggling. Ooh, maybe C minus. Maybe C minus, because they're a whole division. You know what I mean?
That's true. Okay.
Drake pirates can go there too. They're sort of all trash. Oh, okay. Is that Blenheim? Blenheim. We have the 9th Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates hiding down here in useless fodder zone. Where do we want to throw him? C tier?
Yeah, just C tier.
Yeah, I love how
Not showing anything.
I love how the Whitebeard Pirates are either all like they're probably leaning towards top heavy, and then no one can beat a Pacifista. It's like it's a clear yay or nay on that. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go for some of Whitebeard's Grand Fleet members here. I'll have to whip up their names because I struggle with them sometimes. We have Amadob. This dude here, up the top, I think is pretty fodder. He's a New World captain, but we didn't see him do anything in the war outside of show up. C or C minus?
C minus.
C minus.
Then we have. Ooh. Where am I? We'll leave AO for a bit later. We have Brew. He's another one. We'll just keep going through and knock out all the Whitebeard allied captains. New World allied captain. C minus. Never saw anything special from him.
Yep.
Another samurai goes in the C minus tier because he's useless. Ooh, okay. The human slave trader that was a member of the Whitebeard Pirates. Remember from the flashback with Odin? Where are we putting him? Karma. I'm pretty sure we actually saw him fighting a Pacifista. Do you reckon C tier maybe?
Yeah.
I can't confidently say he beat a Pacifista, but I think from memory he was fighting one. If not fighting one of the Vice Admirals. Bao Huang. C minus? She's an announcer. She's not a fighter.
Yep.
Alright, let's throw these ninja that are absolute useless here. When you get so low diffed by Zoro that you get low diffed off screen by Zoro, you don't belong to be on the list. All right, call me crazy, but I don't think you belong on the list. Okay, we have 3 more of the Whitebeard allied captains. I'm just gonna throw them in C minus. 4 actually. C minus is growing, growing and growing. Is it not? Okay, let's put it this way. Is there anyone on this list that you feel deserves to be out of C minus? I'm gonna drag the ones that I think have a conversation to be had.
C minus.
No one else there that I think really. Maybe Fukurojuko. Actually, no, not even Fukurojuko. Fukurojuko might be C. All right. I'm confident to put everyone here in C minus, except for maybe these first 5. They were allied captains of Whitebeard that showed a bit more. We had Mike Guy, the Lightning Sword. I'm pretty sure this guy's name was Ramba. We had Izawan, who's a Walrus Mink. We had Doma with his pet monkey, who was a dual swordsman, who they had to send Ace after to take down. And Andre, the allied captain, whose brother is a rear admiral, or the rank under a rear admiral. He might be a captain or something in the Marines. So, I'm just going to throw Andre in C tier, because why not? Where do you reckon Mike Guy, Lightning Sword, goes?
Just C.
C? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy to put him in C. Doma, I think, is a little bit above C, though. Doma, I think, could probably take out a pacifist on his own. Maybe. Ramba was probably a C tier. Anyone disagree with that?
No, he was pretty bad.
Same with Isaiah one. He's a mink, at least, so we might be able to go Sulong, but he's still pretty trash. Anyone think anyone here has a case to make it out of C minus? Fukurojuko, anyone?
I think Fukurojuko can go C.
C? I'm happy to put him in C. Alright, I'm going to throw all these guys then in C minus, and we'll do amendments. We'll go through and see if anyone else makes it into the makes it into anywhere else on the list. You guys happy with that? Oh my god, there's still so many of them. A good half of these are just Whitebeard pirates, allied captains still A.
I'm surprised you're not putting them up in A.
I mean,
Just a friendly roast.
not saying they belong in A, but I am saying I think Whitebeard's actually dominating it in terms of numbers of people here. Whitebeard has 49 or 59 total allied ships. He's got the 16 division commanders and the 43 allied captains. A good portion of this list is just the Whitebeard pirates. Alright. Okay, let's go up so that we can see S tier down. Is there anyone that anyone wants to drop out of S tier? I don't think anyone wants to get rid of any of the Yonko. No?
Everybody in S tier stays.
Everyone in S tier stays? Is there anyone in A plus tier that you guys want to drop out of A plus tier or raise up to S tier?
I think Odin was closer to a Yonko than he was to somebody like Marco.
I agree. Completely.
I think he's able to like permanently injure a Yonko, and like scare a Yonko to think, oh, I nearly lost that fight. I don't think he'd ever get scared against anyone, any of the first divisions.
Okay.
He might lose.
He captured the attention of some pretty high up men as well.
Okay.
Like, just in general, the interest in Odin as like a potential crewmate, there was a lot around him who ended up being pretty formidable people. So
let's sort this out then. So if the absolute top of A plus is Odin by leap, right? I'm gonna say Marco's cleanly number 2 since he was fighting king and queen at the same time, even if it was just for a period. I'm gonna say probably Katakuri next over king
I think Yamato's at the top
over Katakuri
over Marco.
over Marco. Ooh,
Kurosaki, man.
We've kind of gotten involved with his Marco love, which is also really,
no, no, no.
really intense.
Contra,
That's
she's
fierce.
yeah, no.
Fierce love for
He's
Phoenix.
he's a Phoenix fanboy if anything. But all I will say,
Look how quickly you were sold out.
all all I will say is with with Yamato, right? We haven't got it confirmed yet. We had this conversation with the chapter review. We haven't got it confirmed whether or not she's got Conquerors or not, or if she's doing the Thunder Bagua without it, right?
If she's
If
doing it without it, that's still really impressive.
oh no, it is definitely impressive, right? But in terms of compatibility, like Marco still has arm and observation, and just the regen factor is insane, and the ability to fly is insane. Yamato is hella strong, and I actually would make the argument that she's over King here.
She's either in front of Marco or behind Marco. Then, personally,
Personally, I couldn't see her getting around Katakuri's future sight.
okay, well at least bump her up.
I
I think she stomps on Katakuri.
I think it sits like this. I think
I don't think
Yeah.
Katakuri could even come close to matching Kaido. I like literally like Luffy beat Katakuri and then moved on to Kaido and got one shot.
I mean, could the difference is
He looked at Katakuri and was like, "I will just annihilate you. Like I'll one shot you."
I
Talk back to me.
I agree that Yamato's holding out against Kaido, which I don't think Katakuri would do the same as well. But I think that you're not taking into consideration the difference in fighting style. Katakuri doesn't get hit. And I don't necessarily know if Yamato can get around being able to hit him. You know what I mean? And I think he's strong enough that he would still be putting enough hurt on her that it would be a close fight. I'm happy to say it's a toss-up between them. I don't necessarily
I like
care.
how it is now. She definitely wasn't the last on the A plus.
No.
list, in my opinion, at
King.
I think she's. I think it's almost insulting to put her below Katakuri. I think you're hyping Katakuri way too much.
I think you're underestimating the ability to see the future with having an ability that makes you intangible, an awakening that lets you spawn attacks anywhere, and just like even at the end of the Luffy vs Katakuri fight, Katakuri was still clean to keep fighting. It was an emotional win that
He
Luffy had.
has future sight and is getting stomped by Kaido.
Yes, but Luffy when he got stomped by Kaido in the one shot was very emotional, so arguably he couldn't even use
then-
future sight.
Even then, when it was 5v2 against Kaido and Big Mom, Luffy would jump in, get like 1 or 2 hits off, and then get smacked.
But
with
that's
the clock and
because-
get 10.
But that's because he doesn't have the intangibility that Katakuri does. Katakuri's future sight is a lot more effective because of his ability than Luffy's.
Luffy is stronger than Katakuri. He has more strength. He has more speed.
I think they're equal in speed outside of Snake Man's punching speed. And even then, Katakuri was matching the speed because remember, Luffy in Snake Man started doing the Black Mamba attack, and Katakuri was outpacing him, walking through the punches, and then did the buzz cut mochi and slammed him.
I think the Luffy that was fighting Kaido on the rooftop was
Significantly stronger than Katakuri.
easily handle Katakuri. Like, not even, it's a joke. The difference in their strength. And I think the Luffy that was originally fighting Kaido on the rooftop is about what Yamato is now.
Oh,
Luffy was fighting Kaido, was handling him before he learned that you can use Ryo with Conqueror's Haki, was fighting Kaido, was hurting him, but wasn't doing anything too significant, taking hits and getting back up. He was doing pretty well. That's exactly what, but he was just getting tired faster. It's exactly what Yamato's doing. Except Yamato can match the borrow breath and not have to dodge it.
I'll I'll put Yamato above Katakuri for now, but I'm just gonna say there's not protest, but there's questions to be had through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy.
What I will say though that might be controversial is I think King gets dropped down to A tier. I don't think he's A plus.
I actually personally agree with that. I was surprised they made it that high.
I actually think that Ace would beat King.
I completely believe
I
that.
don't know if King can even lay a hand on Jozu.
Oh man.
Even Queen versus King, like I think King would win, but I think it would be like a high diff fight. Like I think, honestly, I
I
think
don't know. I think Queen is worse than King, like significantly.
I completely agree with Daniel on that. I think that in
Queen
terms of
shoots lasers, but King was like flying around shooting
Fire Blast.
fire bullets and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I think Queen has been like Queen got punched by like a
Okay.
Harculus big mum who didn't even know what was going on and like nearly died.
Okay, I'm a sort this into what I think it is, and then you guys just correct me where you think it goes. Okay. So I think King's in A tier. Do we agree that he's dropped down to A tier, or do you think he's an A plus?
I mean, I don't think he's proven enough to be an A tier.
Okay.
An A plus tier. Yeah.
So.
I feel the same way. Uncomfy. I think Ace is.
I think Ace is the number one in this, or yeah, I think Ace is the
Sorry.
number one.
I was about to rage. Get your finger off.
What I'll say though is I think if they snap back to Marco and King fighting, and King's been beaten, but Marco's like really tired and hurt, and King goes back to A plus.
Yeah, that will depend, because I don't think we've seen anything so far until it continues.
I mean,
think Kaido's like upper echelon has had the worst showing.
I agree, but I like if we had Marco versus Jozu, I think Jozu's hurting Marco. You know what I mean?
Really, I think you're giving Jozu a lot of credit just because he's diamond.
No. It's not the diamond. He's like the diamond helps, yeah, but he's really fast and he's got the arm and an observation haki. Like I'm sort of tossing up here because I don't want to downplay King really any more than he is there, because he's obviously over Queen to me and over Jack. I can't say that Vista would be any higher than he is, and I didn't want to put King behind Cracker, but I feel like Queen's ability to use the lasers might bypass Cracker's defense. So I feel like Queen's above Cracker because of technicality. I don't know where to put Smoothie here.
I think Smoothie's above Jozu. I think Smoothie could just juice him.
Possibly.
You're rating Jozu.
That's possibly.
Like,
No. I'm not discrediting that.
And yeah.
I'm not trying to like downplay Smoothie. I was like
Like,
actually
Shin's
hard to
hard
do
down
this.
with him.
Yeah. So I think.
No,
Jozu.
Jack, he's a big Smoothie fan. So
Well, no, I'm not a Smoothie fan because she's shown nothing. But her ability to juice stuff, we've seen her be able to do it on like magma and stuff like that. So she can do it on like unreasonable juiceable things. She can just like juice stuff on a whim. You know what I mean? So I dare say that that's probably how I say the A rank goes there. How do you guys feel about that?
Look, I'll say it's that for now, but I don't think that King is going to end up that low by the end of the arc. I think King's going to have a bit of a showing.
I'm the exact same way. For right now, I'm comfortable where he is, but I think this
Okay.
list would have to be reviewed at the end.
I mean, hey,
I wanna
let's.
argue him higher, but there's nothing to use to argue him with.
No, I get you. I mean,
No, I feel it's a gut feeling. It's just there's nothing.
we haven't even
justify
seen
your
his
argument.
hybrid form yet. You know what I mean? It's hard. Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. It seems like Sanji's handling Queen pretty easily. Can Sanji beat Cracker?
No, Sanji can't beat Cracker yet. I don't think. But
Sanji beat Jozu. Not Jozu, sorry, Vista.
no, maybe.
Are we moving Queen down?
But I think the reason Queen sits there is because Queen has a technicality to beat Cracker with the lasers. And
Isn't this general strength, not who can beat who?
true,
So
but
wouldn't Cracker generally be stronger?
I don't know though because Queen also rocks with poison weapons, and I don't think Cracker's got a counter to that.
But
Overall,
again, it's not them fighting; it's just generally who's stronger.
but generally, like in a combative situation here, right? If Queen, because Queen has on-hand chemical weapons, that's how he fights. Yeah, he's got chemical weapons and lasers. I don't see Vista and Cracker having any way to defend generally in more situations, or even just the general person being able to defend against poison weapons or a Kizaru laser as easily. Like, I don't necessarily know if they get around that. You know what I mean? I want to say yes, because Cracker's got the whole one-hand army. You know what I mean? He can just clap an army into out of nowhere to absolutely drop people. But I just can't justify him beating a direct counter to him, especially when that direct counter sort of applies to everyone else underneath. A minus then. Are we happy with the way A minus is set up? I think Perisphero might be under oven though.
Yeah, after our brief conversation.
I might even say Thatch is above Daifuku.
I was gonna say if he's got the speed enough to like close the distance, he should be able to win.
Yeah, I'm happy with A minus tier for now. I don't know about you guys.
Absolutely okay with it.
Happy, yeah.
B plus tier. Ooh.
I still don't like where Apu is, but
I love how you're going to a poo because I'm sitting here and I'm like, is Snack the top of this range?
yeah, well, that was actually gonna follow up, but I do. And something about B plus tier makes me uncomfy. I can't put my word on exactly where the issue is, but it makes me uncomfy.
Okay, to put it in perspective, I think working from the weakest point up, right? I think Black Maria is stronger than Page 1. I think Sasaki is stronger than Black Maria. I think Little Oars Jr. probably beats Sasaki, Page 1, and Black Maria. Flamenco, I don't really have anything to gauge how strong he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we just like Flamenco because he's got a cool design. I think he's probably a lot more fodder than we think he is.
Well, he's the 6th Division commander. So he's fighting these sort of people. You know what I mean? And the fact that he would have... Like, the fact that he's got a pocket ability and just pulls any sort of weapon out, like giant mallets and stuff like that, I think he's... And he's a big guy. I think he's like... I think he's just like a heavy hitter. You know what I mean? But not like a potent hitter.
I'm putting Music Man below Sasaki.
Oh.
That was a sound of
He's just not
displeasure
good.
then, Daniel.
He's not good.
I don't know. Sasaki went out in 2 hits.
Yeah, but against Frankie's actually reasonably strong.
Yeah, but Apu copped the same hits pre-time skip from Kizaru and walked it off.
I wouldn't necessarily.
I mean, he didn't walk it off.
This might be blasphemous, but I wouldn't necessarily label Frankie as very strong.
Oh, Frankie's...
He goes, you know.
Okay, look.
I think very strong is pretty.
Okay, Frankie probably loses to everyone on
Like Zoro's
B tier.
very strong. Like
Frankie probably beats everyone on B tier under Little Oars. And Little Oars, it's questionable if he wins or loses.
I think General Frankie could beat Little Oars.
Potentially. But, like, that's what I'm sort of saying. I'm tiptoeing that he, like, that's a sort of threshold there. You know what I mean? Whereas...
He gets stopped at X Drake.
You reckon he beats X Drake?
He gets stopped at X Drake.
Drake? I reckon he might have a hard counter to Apu, but I reckon he still loses to Hawkins. And I think Apu's just generally stronger than Hawkins.
The problem with Hawkins is he hasn't shown anything that actually does a good amount of damage. So I just don't see him getting through the Waffle Metal or even close.
But he's got...
The thing as well, like him against like the Toby Ropo. How is he gonna do enough damage to a giant ass dinosaur like that? The best thing he's done is like little needles.
But we've also seen him create that giant sort of straw sword, and he's got his straw form. And it's not, like... I get what you mean. Like, I don't know if he's got great damage output, but he's got multiple lives in him. You know what I mean?
He seems like he'd be really good against like a normal humanoid person, but he can't handle like size and
Honestly, it might even be a toss-up between Hawkins and Beige. Like, I think maybe dropping Hawkins on the list. I don't know. He's fighting Killer, and Killer did fight against Kaido for a bit. It's hard. Because Hawkins got dropped by Law, really. Was getting dropped by Zoro, was getting dropped by Luffy. Now he's fighting against Killer, right?
I think Hawkins would lose to Sanji.
Oh, I think you would. But then the question becomes, does Hawkins... Like, okay, Hawkins beats Page 1 then, I reckon. Right? Would Hawkins beat Black Maria? Tricky fighter versus tricky fighter. I think Hawkins could probably beat Black Maria. Based on the fact that he can manipulate fate and like have like environmental attacks and stuff like that. Based on his cards.
Again, I don't know if that's like how we would use that power, or if he's really.
No. It's luck based. But we even saw, like, his cards, like, are negative on him, but they're also negative on other people if he draws them. It's, like, whatever he sort of gets. You know what I mean? But, like, I feel like Hawkins, having 10 lives, even if he starts to get a few bad hands, he could still probably take Black Maria at the moment, because she doesn't seem all that strong. I don't know. How do you feel?
I don't know about Hawkins. I don't think he has like the strength to beat Page 1. I think Page 1 would just run at him and just ragdoll him around like the Hulk.
I really
I-
struggle with
He doesn't have the
Hawkins.
I agree, but then I think Hawkins would lose a life, but still be able to attack as he's losing the life in Page 1's mouth. And remember, his straw demon, like, impaled a dinosaur at the beginning of the arc. His straw sword.
It's so hard because at the same time, like I don't necessarily think Robin could beat Page 1. Because again, she's not like strong enough. Oh, I mean, actually, maybe. 'Cause she's got
I think
giant arms.
Robin's underhyped personally, because I think she was an absolute weapon, and then she just kind of
Could-
to the side. I think we forget that this woman like was snapping necks.
Could Hawkins...
What about the giant arms?
Could
I'm
Hawkins...
thinking about like normal sized arms for some reason.
Could Hawkins beat Little Oars Jr.?
No.
Little Oars Jr. is just too quick and too overwhelming in strength? Just stomps him?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Apu beats Little Oars Jr. on a technicality, so I don't care about counting that.
Doesn't
You don't reckon?
beat him. No. Explosions aren't big enough. They don't do enough damage. The cuts wouldn't cut deep enough.
You saw...
Not physically strong.
I don't necessarily agree with that, and I stand firm in saying...
It's not potent. Like the only thing that he's done is like kind of hurt like humanoid dudes like Zoro.
That's all he's done, is it?
Yeah, kind of.
Cut up Kizaru, but that's useless because it was pre-time skip. So he's cut up Kizaru. He fought against Luffy and Zoro and was sort of overwhelming them a little bit until they blocked their ears and ran away.
No, he was just surprising them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he was getting off full blown
Okay.
explosions right next to their eardrum, and he wasn't even like killing them, and they're just like normal humans, or at least Zoro is.
Okay.
Like Zoro
but-
got stabbed by Killer once and almost died.
Okay, but well, I mean, yeah. Okay, I see where you're coming from there. But with Apu, I'm pretty sure his ability scales with what you actually hear. Like, I don't think if he did that explosion...
Do you know that as a
I want to say yes because of Stampede. Because when he was fighting against Bullet, and it's a non-canon movie, so I don't like to use it. But when he was fighting against Bullet, his explosions were Bullet's whole size, and Bullet's like as tall as X Drake in a dinosaur form.
But did they do anything?
No, but then at the same point in time, no one in film Stampede really did anything against him out of any of the Supernova.
The question then, has his explosions ever really done much to anyone?
Yes. He cut Zoro completely, and he knocked Luffy out for a brief moment.
Zoro was fine.
Zoro
He was fine.
Zoro got cut up kind of bad, and then Luffy wasn't too fine. Like he got up, but like Zoro said, like we can't keep fighting him. Like you're gonna get too injured.
Yeah.
And Luffy would have absolutely dropped a poo, but I don't know.
That's what I mean. Luffy had no lasting injuries. Zoro had no lasting injuries. Kid just punched him and walked off. Like it seems like everybody's just sort of running.
But
past
everyone's done the same sort of thing to Hawkins, and they've absolutely dropped Hawkins. Like
him. Yeah, and I don't think
killed.
Hawkins is very strong.
They've killed him multiple times. All I'm saying is Apu's probably above Hawkins, and Apu, I think on a technicality would beat Oars, but like I could flip flop here. I don't really care. When it comes to,
What's the technicality that Apu would beat Oars?
well, he's just Oars isn't that smart person, and it's not common knowledge to block your ears, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like even if you don't block your ears, it's just a couple of like little sound explosions.
No, no, no,
Oars is like taking cannonballs and just running through.
no. These things were like they bypassed your defense, didn't they?
And it's the same thing as Caesar, right? They're just like little bombs. It's like it seems really busted, the same as like Sugar's fruit, and, like so many things. Like it seems really busted, but like at the end of the day, like they just get walked over.
All right, where do you want to put Apu then?
Click your fingers and explode anyone. That seems pretty insane. Like imagine you know the guy that's in Luffy's Grand Fleet, the guy
Yeah.
when he punches you, you explode. Like that sounds ridiculous. But if he was fighting Luffy, Luffy would just punch his fist and just annihilate him.
I agree.
The explosions
But-
don't do anything.
But
Like cannonballs, like Sanji's been kicking cannonballs since the start of the show.
But the thing is as well, right? Like, I think the explosions are pretty potent, even though they're not taking down people in one hit, right? Like, they knocked Luffy out for a second, but Luffy got up, and he was pretty much fine after, yeah? So they're strong enough to knock him out for a second if he gets hit. So if you get caught in it, and you keep getting hit by it, it's going to do, like, pretty significant damage, right? It's just, like, someone that's an absolute tank like Luffy and Zoro are sort of, like, they can get around it, right? The fact that he's able to block Drake and Zoro do damage like that, and he's got pretty reasonable durability, considering he keeps getting what would seemingly be a kill shot dealt to him, and keeps getting back up, I dare say, in terms of durability, in terms of damage, in terms of versatility, he's probably above Hawkins in everything outside of having multiple lives. And then Hawkins is probably above...
I agree that he's above Hawkins, but at the end of the day, both of them are headliners, not Toby Ropo.
Yes, but both of them only joined recently to the Beast Pirates. You don't join and instantly become the top rank. Like, even the Topi Ropo can't just challenge the All-Stars whenever. There's, like, specific events when you can challenge them.
I think you're probably gonna have to disagree.
Because you got to think, X-Drake is their peer, right? X-Drake is seemingly equal to them in terms of, like, supernova status sort of thing.
But I mean, he's always had the highest bounty, like significantly higher than them.
No, Hawkins had the higher bounty than X-Drake pre-time skip. Hawkins had 250 pre-time skip. And then Drake, and then Apu. Those are, like, the order of them, right? Drake went and specifically targeted to join the Beast Pirates 2 years ago, and seemingly only became a headliner, Topi Ropo, within, like, the last year or so. You know what I mean? We could skip B tier, B plus tier, move down to B tier. Is there anything anyone wants to change in B tier?
I don't really know anything about any of their strengths. So,
Can't personally really comment.
I would I would say AO is probably at the bottom of it. I I don't know.
Put Amago over Peckham's.
Yeah, I could see that. Um, I could see Izo being above Amande. Um, ooh, is Beige over Tamago?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, I could see that. Strusen, does he deserve to be at the top of the rank?
Probably. Just guesstimating.
Mm.
Probably.
B minus tier then. We have Jewelry Bonnie, Brule, Montdor, Harubo, Haruta, and Fozza. Any changes or discrepancies that anyone wants to change here? I think probably Montdor's at the bottom of this section. Brule's probably he probably sits around this rank here.
Yeah, cool that.
Haruta was able to one shot a pacifista. Whitney Bay probably could since she's a swordsman. Same with Fozza. Brule could probably counter it with her ability. Montdor could arguably mess with its senses by putting it in like a different dimension or whatever. You know what I mean? C plus tier. Do you think anyone here deserves to move up or down or rearrange? Compot, I'm putting at the back of it because the only thing we know about her is that she should be better than fodder.
Probably put Blackbeard at the top of that tier.
I would even say Squad goes above the Opera quartets, and Opera's probably the strongest one of them. Atmos though, probably. Ooh, where would you say Atmos hits or sits?
Okay, with him there. Maybe below Squad, because Squad's like a bit more of like a named important one.
Ooh,
I don't know.
yeah, it's pretty toss up between the two of them.
Just leave him there.
I'm gonna put Squad above him just for. I think Squad tried to do more. Like, no offense to Atmos, but his only showcasing was getting fodderized by Doflamingo. C tier doesn't really matter at all, does it? It's just differentiated from C minus tier.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to change out of any of these people?
I mean, are we ranking the Yonko? Because I think Kaido would be at the top.
I feel like leaving the Yonko interchangeable. But
See, hold on. So, in your opinion, Kaido is stronger than Whitebeard?
that was a yeah from Daniel.
Old Whitebeard, yeah.
Say.
I'm not gonna lie. I part of the reason why I don't want to rank it is because I'm pretty torn on it. Like, it depends on the day of the week who I think's stronger, Whitebeard or Kaido. They have very similar feats shown in terms of like.
Yeah, I flip flopped as well, but I'm just kind of leaning towards like old Kaido at the war. I mean, old Whitebeard at the war. I just feel like he's a lot weaker than should have been.
Okay. Just before wrapping this all up completely, all right. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Let's we'll do a little tally about who's got the most people in what tiers. Okay. So in A plus tier, Whitebeard would have had 2 people, but only one of those people is alive. So do we want to just count one for Whitebeard in S tier, in A plus tier?
To be fair, the only reason I'm struggling with that type of ranking system is those that the deceased really were only deceased when he decided. I was about to say decided when he carked it. So if you're gonna count, because there's a couple of dead whiteys on here.
Oh, look.
Whitey pirate.
The only ones I wasn't gonna count is Odin. Say it's a pre-time skip setting or something like. Well, not okay. Just. I guess it's hard to do either way, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you'd either have to count all of anyone that's been a part of the Whitebeards, or otherwise it's incredibly difficult to scale. Just his whole crew.
Let's just say, pre-time skip Whitebeard pirates, right? Current day rest of the Yonko. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So Whitebeard's got one in. So everyone's got one in S, right? Ooh. How many Whitebeards in A? 1, 2, 3. 3 Whitebeards in A. Kaido pirates. 1, 2, 3 in A again. Big Mum pirates in A. Big Mum has a big fat whopping 2. Doesn't she feel proud? A minus. Ooh,
Imagine having to breed your own crew and then being relatively subpar.
Oh man, it is what it is.
That would have to gut you, surely,
Um,
as a person.
so Kaido's got 2 in A minus. On the treetop. Big Mum's got 3 in A minus. Look at Big Mum. And Whitebeard's got 1 in A minus. Does someone want to keep counting these for me while I just fill out the list of them? How many Beast Pirates in B plus? 6. How many Whitebeard pirates?
2.
And how many Big Mum pirates?
Just 1.
Oof. Big Mum's crew's looking like a bit of a loss here. Okay, in B we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Big Mum pirates there. Five in B. How many Kaido pirates? No Kaido pirates. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Whitebeard pirates. B minus. We've got 3 Whitebeard pirates. And oh. Sorry. B minus. How many Kaido pirates? None. B minus. We got 2 Big Mum pirates. Alrighty. And then in C tier, 1, 2, 3, 4 Whitebeard pirates. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Big Mum pirates. Alright. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Alright. You guys happy with that tier list?
I am.
Any discrepancies or anything you want to do? Come revisit this thing when Wana's over. See if it changes our minds at all. All right. Cheers for streaming with us. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. This has been New World Supernova. Tonight we had with us Eggs for Brekkie, aka Daniel. Daniel, say good night.
Good night.
And my lovely wife Glittercorn, aka Olivia, say good night.
Good night.
And until the next video or until the next live reaction, peace and have a good one. You know what to do, you know what's appreciated. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for more notifications for content like this. Give the video a thumbs up. The tier list is in the description down below. Show us your tier list. Show us where you would have put other characters, and if you think our list is absolutely bonkers or wrong, let us know and show us where you would have put characters. And peace until the next one. Have a damn good night. Goodbye.